14, 2020. Time just about gone 18 minutes past 1. And I juada ebobosumina ye womini de to sudunan. Afi empino edu emfi empino edu no. Abodonko apa homiti edu enwotwe. Mementi dwumadie na ye de bremo na dwumadie mi amedi ho chia me ye frame ADAKABRI Mamudu Osioma. Panyini Kwadwo Damiado ena dimasi abontene Magjerry Osajima ebo ne chidam production is one na so. Saaso na technical production on social media handles awodo. Framer Abankro yabeba panyini ose Mara Michi Mafa ena chese ono so wototo enti na ko Facebook live oho uko YouTube bibia ena Framer ede atoto eho ede amayene ansa ena yemfase da so ma engineering group no na engineering group no muni ho a nye ne senka woteme ne me kasen enti Achuagbo chief engineer worker otiako na najare na naboaje adasankroma ose sempro your facilities so their big solo wani dada Godfrey yaje atum friend Ubrana na DJ Bosco Mapuna na Face Mills ose tetai ono so omo ehwe ama facilities ibia studio ha se yakama bibia da bibia da ya pepa bibia ho se yese ma efata na ni nyina mu no ensama ye de bai ubetimi ene ya interact on 0506000909 0506000909 who was apoba we SMS ba ya baje presso so na yetimi akenkan na yehunu de adifufu be kwa akobo aseda kwa African cream mackerel aseda kwa oba papa sardine aseda kwa oba papa mackerel aseda kwa honchon capsules aseda kwa X and Y granules aseda kwa edema cane tablet aseda kwa araba bazin aseda kwa ede ema almighty Mr. K ama yedi edi himba pebi edi na daba maso enne wasi security University of Ghana law lecturer Professor Bennett killed in his home. Police arrest house helps. So we asking, is it a contract killing? Nene contract killing be da hontiase. Osi Yahu Bambo. University of Ghana lecturer friend Professor Bennett. And he say yakotu nemu ewo ni fie. A process for actually nipa ben no ewo fie ho. Yebusa say we ase isibaye. Na judiciary. Osi Kennedy Japan failed to appear before an Accra High Court for contempt today. The order of the court is signed by Justice Amos Wuntumi Wuni, a High Court judge on September 9 this year. How dangerous are his comments to the judiciary? Sir, Kennedy Japan Japan. One court ne na High Court used to so a friend say wamra and then nundu contempt charges. Ebusa say de waka ye a nipa bi ahase e de tutu muntie free so ensensem ho muntie free nsem ene Kennedy Japan nsem emudi ahene abeka ne se entwa yie sa politics also fallout from opposition. NDC launches manifesto dubbed the People's Manifesto. JM takes campaign to Asante for a town hall meeting. So we are asking, is the manifesto addressing the needs of Ghanaians? Amanyosem ni ewramu nanu ya NDC for manifesto omuda na die atudin se People's Manifesto osi John Dramani Mahama o the campaign no akwakoduru Asante se omukoshia akototo nipa bia no atoto ono so yatoto na no yebusa se NDC manifesto eno ena ebebo yakonhoma. Still on politics, osi the 2020 campaign fallout from President Akufo-Addo working visit to Bono East and Ahafo regions. Some chiefs in the region endorses Nanado. Can the endorsement by the chiefs influence voters? Say amanyosem no asi ejinamu. The Ghana mampanyini wakobuno apueye wakwa Ahafo. Nanamo himfufu esi asa ne mrani nie. Say we deserve ehia say wasan atoa so for nana. Nebusa say nanano nsem aye ka samrani no. Eno ena nipa begina so ediato aba ediamagana mampanyina na enifu eba betena se honorable Timothy Atabuade awuntirim or a former member of parliament for Busa North, a Sandema Upper East one, Ujinamuma NDC, or them ha. Sasuna Ura Freda Mankwasafu, a member of the MPP National Communications team, also Ebebaha. You may dear me a medium champion from that Cabre Mamudu, Osioma. Ti o ya den o de o message ba na ya jebre na yetimi akenkan e de amobia ti Uncle Fred betnase ne yankahum na ye interview no entimi enhyase na enye Uncle Fred ya ma watnase
minia midjo so bebre na machia etiefo ni Ghana fo nyina aseso
yo now personal security when ya ko ho de
mi pacho ameni akoho pa na bibia ye boko
de nyame ase ya na sisi ano ntiki no ma be for granted na ye be interview speaker krabi ye be discuss ya na wuo ni bi wo sa na wote a na incident bi ho a wote a ya na ahomete ma ya ne owura Adam Bona or chief executive officer security warehouse and security analyst entwetwe enkomo ekakra Chief Adam Bona yemo ha
me jemoso of ADAKABRI.
Ahumpo at saying every
Radiadum of me huye.
Right. Ghana in the last Obaka say 72 hours getting to a week in true gruesome murders and I say true gruesome grievous bodily harm. And in the saying wabai waya Ghana ni onini kunu ati wonom ewa America be me yetimi afatuo e de akọ wo ba yi tumirika ko wura na dwuma mu ani o de agu no emprenson ten gojo ten asa tia no so asa de agu na ka ho tentem ubusa asa de enti afi so no a law professor ono so wa agire gan no heyada ono so said the process for akoto so ani ya chechire ne sa chechire ne nan moje tu no a ono so yakuno e de no ato ono ani fie general population no say ya na sa noma wei ekoso a ya na e wo party bi a e follow e wo de etimi kọ ya dwene mu ana
Offer. Yes, to me impact general population no negatively. Nienti I impact general population negatively. Ni nyina ne say oman bia eniwa ebetumi akase sa oman we die aboyfo nim ana say etutrasem ana say which me akase o yenku obia wo mu ana say kronu enim but ejina say bone ne de aboyfo ne bedi bone ana so obi opese obedi bone but MPP you know you betcho say take 20 years in part you betcho no uti oman bi mu a you can say omo a mohwe bambo mu nsensem no mutumi edi you can say bambo mu akotene ekudru sampempenso na ma timamufo no enya arehim say so di bone a you betcho na nipa anaso omo pese omo di bone no enim say uti bone na enchenche wona fe you betcho and so enu boa ema yen timamufo no they go about their duties, you can say, without fear nor any form of being intimidated. But Yememu Hanoba, Oshe, cold cases, no, tin, cold cases, no. Law professor, you cannot see offer, yen Padiaman 1 week. After 1 week, may file, now start to egg that dust. To me, I started from an opay na my name was sister station, Joy News TV, de Munketa home. To me, I started free Fennec Ottery. Now, you can say, free while we call JB Dankwa, or all the way to, you can say, marketing manager, yeah, Port and Hub, you couldn't. Now, call all the way to Kote Papa Fuel. These are incidents that happened. I'm a Swami. Now, and so many of them are me and the constituency and as a district, the DBI, the firma is up to say, NDC chairman, you be you can say about for about the 12 Upper West Police Force of Mudi, you can say and tell Mushi. Oko North, say around the Tamale Pastua in the northern region, to be specific. Say water company, one of their bosses, one of their reps in the town was shot at point blank range. They see Ube Bisana police report and say, to me actually a boy for no. Say, Saboni a coso na say, Omo to me usually answer boy for now. Now you live in a state of hopelessness because when so I'm sure we not say we not sure we but the point is that any people who want to harm you might harm you, but quite all the faso police for no and I say more you are sure so many said number faso I'm making sure so much or more with this anyway no. That is where the problem is for far. And that is where for me. And it doesn't bring confidence in the whole security architecture of this country. Which Omuanka intelligence work, a short on standard one. Omunyente.
Nti ubusa ho say neighborhood say baby asansense mo nyina sisi ye no say koso sa neighborhood na wo so immediately wo te ho no ya na ede na eda wo ma no ayeka am say inua Adam bona ya lusu no ye begu so Adam wo right nti ye besan atoa so ni nyina no that pattern of ewuosem yatutuo ye kumunipa na ese inexplainable so won't asem na se ye ni se Fred nti Adam wo
Yes, Mama Alpha.
Great. Enti wo immediate vicinity of baby incident ni sie no ya na de na da wo ma no omo mo ka
I do more can say because the ban is the Alpha naturally a rebel in the sense say ebiana ofo say maybe account no or very safe and secured but you no na aboni say yes na afidi all of a sudden the na a throw obia into panic fear so about the share among for say hey na neighborhood a very serene quiet. Now, a boy for me up the map deep, Bonnie say, and it took some time for the people to even know, say, Ubaba the deep on here, so say, I am Nipa deep on the note. Obviously, more much honor, Umbesro, but the Tiani say, Entitia, Sabi, yeah, Bibimamu Hade, or more, Kekahon. Yen say how to identify people or mantemu bina obi a omfre mantemu or waba mantam waba area mu or ehwehwe obi mpo a usually eye contact we were not brought up to have that eye contact with people but only what's now UK kakra it is something that children are taught to be able to observe people don't talk to people you don't know. Observe them so that you be so a question between I can say nipa no what no or to say. But you can stand at the junction. We will have a jina abel. Now one say here, nipa no corner beside say nipa na no jina no. Also or your bass or your bema. Maybe someone no nipa no when who she. And so these are the things, and I'm sure that the Obi in that vicinity saw something. But the only thing is that the person nipa no an share that am fa na adwen an koso na nipa we share that nipa we area mu ha car number no car to say car ben wo chi red black saying but here can say we don't do that the man is ana say oni say is fear nhwehwemu no na akwa den Because there's no clue. Who are you going to ask? For just so that it looks like they are doing something. Usually, one of the models of the police. Also, they also a lawyer. When him say for criminal prosecutions, it is not just evidence. The evidence you should be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. When to me prove beyond reasonable doubt, the person will be discharged and acquitted. Fini. The case is dead. Even though the person could be complicit in the committal of that particular crime, because you didn't gather or evidence, you better throw you can't say charges into the garbage bin, and that's it. And so the immediate vicinity, I can only sympathize with them, sympathize with the family members of this man and his friends and all that. They are very gruesome. I mean, fine, a middle-aged man. One would have thought that he served his nation, his teaching, he's a law professor, has spent a lot of money to be able to live comfortably, only for his life to be taken away from him in this gruesome manner. And it looks like even the crime scene management, Nankasa, Ubisamia, Mekase, Kumha, has been so appalling over the years up to today. And I can tell you that for a crime scene like that, what is going to come out of it? Offer nothing. When a police manages a crime scene like this, I know a lawyer is going to be smiling to court because the people you arrest, they will go and shred your evidence into pieces because one managing here. And in most cases, that is what happens. So the lawyers, they'll go to court, and I mean, they will go and tell you, show what shows this person committed this crime. One gather evidence, the exhibits are poorly handled, and so the lawyers, they smile to court, make their money, and they walk away because the police don't know most often what they are doing, and that is where the issue is often.
Right. And see, that was what I'm gonna. It's not you say party in Bennett, of course, was a baby a papa here. Ajigano. Na share a nipa at honum. Na you would have thought, say, security tight, and just less than quarter of a mile away from Ajigano, Maine. What do Trasakwa Anessa? And was it late last year thereabout? Na if you had a dear betching, if Yawada dear betching fiada na yako Trasaku phase 2 area ho na yako ye basa am Roberts ya jin huska ya yesing then if you had na adeɛ bɛkye ɛyɛ memeneda no credit the me aminu no or ye 5 doors away 5 houses away from me no ahomache be say 2:30 a.m. na obebe gina won no mu na wotiamu de ye ono ko hunu ba bia me so mempoma wo atiamu adakabri na me sorry hunu say menuan o she boxer shorts pe na ne socks ne ade a che say am Roberts akoni fie a che say ya breaking in asesa noma na ne yire ne ba na house girl yes anadwo no yes sorry ye na the nearest police station between me akwa was King's Cottage one more on the motorway and san actually no East Legon way by na sa de no kura na asam serie wo yaba afie ho no ma or the Euro bi ma ne ba se ne ba den fancy no mko Europe a or the atade de ama no akola no wo ma me no papa esu no so that they've taken my euro na me timi ka ja akola say wo euro ka grado mo fa ya no na wo besu asem asifia se wonim then ade chain memene da no wie ya memene da no so ade be chi kwasi ada no then this hotel directly opposite my house and almost had the two san call ho it imagine say within 500 meters away from you fiada ade be chi fiada yakofiem ade be chi ama memene da yaba 5 houses away from you ade be chi am yakokwasi ada directly opposite your house in such instances ubusa say na approach for ni ha na bibia chesa say ya overwhelmed in terms of security ana
no yenye overwhelmed idea I have spoken maka once my bohu dero me ne empanyimfo no edi hu fita ho you know, at the top, no more at the one kita say offer. Even if young fan is a Ghana ha, young policy, you would now 15,000 officers. Now say per se, you maximize the use of your candidates and officers now. You bit to me use soon ye. Me no kasa with your police headquarters offer. Don't wanna wow bisa unhundi or moye. They are there. Well, for me no kasa a buying we crowd the assign at all. Your candidates and police cars, patrol vehicles, while support with a lot of patrol vehicles. But the idea is deployment, any monitoring, and yet to me, a idea, Makasama, deployment, no monitoring, and yet to me, of all the what's in the UK pen. So I would always refer you to UK here. There is, you kind of saying, if for some time you don't see a police patrol come around, there's a number you can call to say, oh, I haven't seen them. They are supposed to be moving around the neighborhood. If after some time they are not there, they haven't come past, you can call and say, I haven't seen them. And the simple reason is that if you live in the UK, directly or indirectly, you pay for the Metropolitan Police or the UK police to protect you. So you have the right to call. Now, I mean, most of them when you call, the officers are following land guard issue, settling debt collectors, and so monitoring offer. Who baby I made here offer baby I made here. I pay for security. When I say I pay for security monthly, I have really not seen police officers patrolling in my neighborhood. And so the NSA, it is almost as if the citizens have been left on their own. No one seems to care about this neighborhood, this area you are talking about. What stopped the assembly? Either the Adentan, I don't know whether it comes under Adentan or it comes under Ayawaso West.
In fact, Adentan constituency.
Adentan constituency. What stops the Adentan Municipal Assembly from ensuring that these areas have enough security, which is paid for by the people of the communities? These are things that is the reason why we seem to have a bit of a decentralized security setup in this country. You have MUSEC, you have DISEC, you have RECSEC. There is a very good reason. So if you are the municipal chief executive, it is just expected that we will have localized security structure. So if you look at the Adenta Municipal Assembly, you will realize that it is a place where most of the middle class people live. Adenta is sandwiched in between the East Legon, Fafahas, and the Medina, and the rest. So you have a lot of middle class people living within the Adenta Municipal Assembly. And most of them are people who can afford. But in terms of security, it's something that some of us have been questioning and asking that why can't it be done and done well? And so maybe the NSA, the neighborhoods should come together. The neighborhoods should come together and make sure that they pay the requisite contribution for security of their neighborhood. I pay every month for security of my neighborhood. Myself and we get our community. And so if communities are not doing this, it becomes a problem. Secondly, I haven't gone to the premises, but Obaya can say a lot of people see security as secondary. Security cannot be secondary. I don't know whether this house, I haven't gone there, I stand to be corrected, but make sure that CCTVs and surveillance cameras that are within the property, that are in and around the property. If these things were there, maybe this house, probably whoever is coming would have thought twice. But I haven't seen it, doesn't mean it's not there. If it is there, it makes the work easier for the police to be able to go and take the information and play back and see who came there. But in most cases, most people who run businesses don't have systems to protect the electronic security system like CCTVs, alarming systems to protect them. Most homes that are supposed to have them don't have them. And if you don't have these systems, chances are that crime media, it will be committed. But as to how to get those who committed the crime now, that is where the problem is. So as far as I'm concerned, it is a two-pronged approach where we should be able to put in measures to say that families. And the state, Nanado, who we voted for, he's actually responsible for our well-being in this country. Make sure that the police and the rest also do what is right. But unfortunately, the state is as negligent as most often. So whilst we are blaming the state, we blame ourselves as citizens and say, you have a house that is costing maybe it's gone, maybe $1 million or $2 million. Nothing stops you from investing, even if it is $2,000 every month for your security. But you see a mansion and there's nothing. That is not to say it's an excuse for people to go and commit crime. But let's see our security to be something that is very important. Or else when you lose that life, there's no reset to life. And so the reset button and to button be anywhere as a phone. No reset. No. So I am hoping that as we have these conversations, as a people, the state is so negligent that must we also be negligent in protecting our territory. We shouldn't be. Let's protect ourselves. So far, this is what I can add.
Adabana, your state of mind and your mindset would be something else that we discuss because our mansions I can see electrical products or the wire fear honum or the substandard electrical scran or the wire fear. I just say if you bit me, I share at the least mistake and so a shame our wanting here no now investing in the electricals now. Yeah, if you're crazy, qualified electrical engineer, MSha installation or environment. Now, still on the issue of crime as it appears, Chenani, yes, BB the bullion van. Now, Busas or light trucks. Now, you build a light truck near the buy. Now, what they call fabricator, welder, and our fabricate box be the cutter. Bucket in more children, and I would decredo I would turn 7 cities war Ashalabuchi. Now, what the Atuano, and what Franco for seek millions of cities, and I would go back at Timona, would the Inakatas now this 7 cities padlock on. Now, what Franco former at Natinemu cashier, driver, police, yes, a bullion van, not just your teething bullion van, not yet can be the court. Now, what to say, a graceful. Say Martin's Hospital, yadi emuna kugo say prosi for me no etu aka womumi no ba ko prakese ba kum prakese de we prakese ne de number konfa noche drivers we prakese cashier kra so de wu amunum hodom a na wo hwe road network wo ho nam nguram ebedru nkwanta nanso na yetimi aprocure assault kalashnikov enum prosi for ne de mienu so asanka ko masa agi aka ho ama sisi an assault kalashnikov no enso na akwa abontene really banks no womu ensure say security hihia emanka guard companies a ebe cat wo musika no owo so onya proper bullion van ansana ya mama feska no anase nkrofo ma and wo risk wo lives
offer the mama starting free substandard we now find. You see, with the mindset, I am an industry player. We deal in, security systems, Uber security warehouse. Yes. You would have a mansion. I would give you a typical scenario around Airport Hills. What's the name? East Legon Hills, where someone contacted us of systems. And this house, a very big house, nice one. If you go in, the television alone, I think would be costing maybe $2,000, $3,000. One of this up. And this person was given a bill of just about $5,000 or something. And he said, no, it's too expensive. So he gave it to the wayside people to do it. Oh, but you know what happened? In less than 3-4 months, there was serious robbery in the house. I think the sister-in-law was raped. Now it was at the wrong time for him to have called to say, come and look at the place and see what has to be done. Now he's been tracking. The person wanted to sell the place. I don't know what has happened. But maybe the understand until such a time that people realize that the value of your house would inform the value of the security system you put there and the electrical system you put there. This issue of robberies and houses burning will not go away. Now, coming back to bullion van offer, when I'm talking to you, I'm usually very happy because you stayed in the UK just like I have done, and at least one brand kakra or business brand kakra also. When I'm relating to you on these things, when I talk about them, at least you can relate. Offer, I'm sure when you used to be in the UK, or more the security has no more from the shops and the banks and the rest. No more. So who said dress offer? So
group 4 from.
Yes, they dress with the face shield. They dress with all the things as if they are going to set off some bomb or they are going to. No, it is because what's the name? Barclays or any of the banks or use everyone I say or supply to Barclays. What happens is that the person is holding an automated ballistic proof, you can say, I say vault, a mobile one. So at every given point, from the van to bullion van to the cash vault or the bank's vault, and say or catch 50,000 pounds. Or you key in the money reflects at the Bank of England, reflects at your kind of saying Securitas or the holding facility or council, it reflects there. When I can this mobile vault, it has its own shredder. So if anybody attacks you, that thing would explode. You would have some indelible ink destroying the money and the money itself shredded. They are almost a bullion vans, a form that can see at the core. You see this pick up here, you're driving with Krumwe. Now the last night you call Birmingham. Now you call Scotland, the territory of a call the Kakamwa, the call from by your hand. Yeah, the cost from the magazine, and you can compare near the 1 mm sheet, near the Katasu, near spray. Near Adesua, near Koto Padlock, 350 pesos. Near the Atuani, near my police officer, you can't say AK-47. Now you're loading will take you 22 rounds of ammunition. Your man ballistic proof, you can't say helmet. Your man bulletproof helmet. Now you see on Katisika sometimes millions of cities and Bangkok. The blame should not be put at the doorstep of just the banks. The blame should be put at the doorstep of Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana is so negligent. Bank of Ghana should not just be interested in closing down banks and closing down your kind of saying rural savings and loans. Bank of Ghana should be willing to invest in some of these things and make sure they bring out policies that would help in moving money. Ghana, maybe among few African countries, and a Bank of Ghana, Nankasa. First Ghana, some of the call Abia Kumasia, so on blue cars, trucks. What the people? I ask myself, in the 21st century, if we are not in a primitive country, how do you move money this way, informing people with the Skype? How do you do that? When you could move money quietly with your kind of saying proper bullion ballistic proof, your kind of saying amount, your kind of saying or bullion bands, where bullets cannot penetrate, where they have Sikano Uba, maybe office, security warehouse office. Now say some bank when make Sika Uba, the Sikano Mawa, money counting machine no Ankasa is hooked to Mubank, no is hooked to Bank of Ghana. And this all Shiame Ushia bullion van and say, we are more try some baby askana, to me. I don't know what that was, whether you were in the UK in the 2003, I think 2003, 2004. The one of the biggest raids at the Securitas and Cash Depot, where they robbed about 54 billion. Obi Google. We were there in the morning in the UK when that thing happened, when the news broke. By I think midday, the first person had been arrested. You know how the woman was arrested? The serial number of the money. The woman had one of the women who didn't actually know that the boyfriend was part of the thieves, took about £1,000, and I think she took it to a shop or a bank. Almost this flagging serial number, you are looking for it. Obi okuta Ghana cities, you know CB one botumbi on tennis canon. The serial numbers are unique to sort telephone number. It's only one until the money is destroyed. And so when the woman went there, the first person to be arrested, by 24 hours, 72 hours, they had arrested all the guys who were involved in the raid. Ghana, we have had police officers shot and killed. We have had people shot and killed. And you ask yourself, why are we not investing, even if a private company?
Okay, my uncle, the final felon. Now we should be looking for solutions. Lamentations, no adults. I recall somewhere in the region of 2004, 2005, and a year, me penny, a year Patrick Kwasi Champon. You didn't be IGP. Now, we IGP, no, and Udi kind. September region and Oba first. Say Oba Beshe police installations and personnel. Na sama Patrick Kwasi Champon waka no a laxity with a investigative arm of the police. A investigators are wamoteti atoswa yankiam. Also wo sha asemi asi o can say a cold cases. Na ubusa krasi nipa do saying that reference to cold cases and our cases going cold omoti ase sasam na Kwasi Champon can say investigators to so entime ensore na wom nkeke ho na investigators no ensua de ye antime ankentre ye ho a da bia no nipa be commit crime with impunity na enkusi aga ye hunu ba bia 2004 2005. Yes, I believe it's 2004. And Kwasi Champon, I can't say we be IGP. And improvement aba. And I yet ABC no emu.
Of improvement, abakaka, but I can tell you, say improvement and case and then offer 70% of investigators in Ghana here are not trained. 70, it used to be more. Mami ati wa mreso episode or trainee kakra. So I saw today almost 80. And tell me say she was able to train about 10%, 15%. What kakra about 70%. But what it means is that so chances are that 10 police stations are and I say we 10 investigators from CID. 7 of them or yemfano ko entity ABM only certification only she they are trained. And so these are things that should have taken place so that we would have had offer. One of the solutions should be let's have career investigators. And maybe baby police Jumano. I apply that I want to be CID, like Soldier Juma. Air Force. It's not that but apply to go to the Air Force. Navy sailor. You apply to be with the Navy. Infant. So all those things, that is what they should have done. But unfortunately, because of the lack of resources for Omwankasano and training schools, I mean, I can say, they have just few training schools in Ghana here. Few with up-to-date, you can say, state-of-the-art technology to train forensic detectives. They don't have them. And so this should have happened. I mean, fortunately, I work with them. And so I'm not speaking in a vacuum. I work daily with officers. Even at the highest level. Maybe until such a time that we would dedicate resources and make sure the officers never train you mono. Crime never see they see law professor it's not different from the JB Danquest death. It's not different from Amen Swali. And the list goes on. This death happened in less than 72 hours. Go to the house, the family members are there. Media, they are all around. That is the crime scene, the homicide crime scene. You cordon up the place for a minimum of 72 hours. A minimum of 72 hours. Because those people, be on the way homicide cases are investigated. Sometimes, people say, "Oh, come on, not on a committed crime." But unfortunately, it was the use of a blade, a knife. Knife, was it a kitchen knife? Was it a dagger? What is it? What type of knife? If you nipa no use knife, no, or just will be nipa a family member. I'm just giving clues. Nipa a family member. Police if I mean, I've seen a video of I think the houseboy or gardener who, after the police came and left, spoke to the media and has been captured and was telling them, Musi Ebunanedi, how do you do that? It means that the first respondent to the crime scene didn't even know what to do. The first respondent. And so maybe the say, let's take some steps back. Ensure that the structure of the police itself is done right. Who be some police if one say, philosophy, we don't have a policing philosophy in Ghana. And if you are a country without a policing philosophy, now say, who tries to be BBC and Sawari act here? These are the things we are going to face. So I am not surprised. I'm not surprised at the party raising.
What are the solutions Adam Bona could be?
The solutions are that if we can, in the next 2 years, all investigators, if we can, in the next year, all investigators should be trained. All investigators in Ghana here should be given at least a minimum of 6 weeks training, classroom and on the field, should be trained. In the next 2 years, if we can, let's get, what's the name? The forensic labs for the Ghana police. Let's have them in all the regions. We don't have them in all the regions. If we want what's the name? Database, share them database. Need database, information on their system. No. Let's begin to have database for those who have committed crimes and probably have been sent to court. They don't have it. The other thing, again, has to do with the fact that we have too many retired officers who were handling murder cases or homicide cases in other jurisdictions. One of the many solutions, including that, is to co-opt these people. We now handle JB Dankwa case. We start to handle, retirement. But we are going to give you a contract as a CID couple or whatever. A contract of a year, 12 months or 2 years. Deal with this case and give us results. This is how other countries have done it. And the other thing has to do with the citizens' education. Education. Educated citizens.
Adam, but you twas me as a year. Just a committed crime. Bompire CMFA docket no emfama prosinea or beko retirement. If you should call retirement as I'm sweater.
That's it. In this country, and that is what I worry. And I've been saying it that these are specialized units, especially the CID. Chief inspector as a CID person for 45 years. And the person was having, usually some of these people have a certain attachments. As our case with it, I would decode it, case with it. Maybe a nipano. Now, court retirement. Doesn't know the genesis of the thing. That'll be the end of it.
Mamenka WhatsApp message with Manny and Vampong. Or say wafa. We easily blame the security and make reference to UK and others. But have we asked ourselves the citizens' attitude towards the security same as UK? Let the police stop Mr. Adam Bona 5 times on his way home and see his reaction towards the 3rd and the 4th police officers. You people cry, why? And other loose comments. Adam, as a year pentamdo, we appear not to appreciate tactics approach if we use one.
Well, I don't. This person who commented, yes, I can understand him. But fortunately for me, because of my training and me omwane yejuma. Omujinamia, I've never questioned the police officer for stopping me. Never. When they stop me, the only thing is that among police officers, Nankasa, Dudwana, and Shedan Nimo Majuma, and to be now in the middle of the road. Now, I expect to say, oncoming vehicles, no, you are going to ABC or Kaswa and my journalist Bishre Nempa. Because the Biomokas on parking, one parking you say, police for non parking you, and a truck will be the Bebono, attend the Kaswa Nyano area. But if police for Nankasa Benya and you stop the person and ask the person to stop in the appropriate without blocking traffic. So for me, well, I know others get offended, but as far as I'm concerned, I appreciate this person's comment. Most people don't appreciate the work of the police, but I'm one of the persons who work with them, so I appreciate it. But do you blame those who don't see eye to eye with the police? It's because the 5 police patrol teams first of all, 4 of them will be asking you for money. If out of 5, 4 of them are asking, oh, boss, it's you, your boys are hungry. Over here now, a small boy who is about 25 years. Chini Camry and answer me Toyota Corolla and answer.
Adam, Mamefa we so ma. Just IG here so money training pa na me chire baby kro no am. Prosi for ma me no. Na anadwodu baako. Na baby a wo mu gina no be ma no ate no ho na wakotena konwa so. Ene ma ne me no gina ho no. Na Adam o mu gina me no. Na nkomo aye die no chese wo mienu anya politician bi na mebo ne die mo ene wo di natam and they had no regard say why na tika yi mu a enti mo boni pakro we din edi natam.
Thank you.
And me want me and pay attention on me etwa na 10 years no so ene ja me so me to aso koye na o ye no makai. I wish I could be telling the senior officer say some man me no ejina sa particular spot no in confidence just mu anadu 11 pa no na concern mu di particular politician bi atem.
Thank you. And it is because of the mode of recruitment into the service. In country, no. So be this soldier, be the police, be this human we are. Now, people who wanted to do it, they want to serve their nation. But me no can say, and me no na munya juma na kombe ye no makume mo no. Onim politician bia on sheda ni mo fa ADAKABRI and to be an son in San Francisco me bra opon wenu se mo fa no. Onim ADAKABRI de bi obeso de so ka so fa ADAKABRI we de bo amene fa me police mo no ya fa no. Be bia na ni fa no on sheda en omo ayu o tifie we university we SS. One sheda o pejuma bi na enye say obeso serve the state. And these are the challenges, and so I'm happy sir wa assembly so because in you know, let's not blame the citizens. Someone to police for nothing. It is because police for Nankasa just like us. Me, I always say that to be a police officer, you have to be a civilian. And if you don't die whilst you're a police officer, you will end up one day becoming a civilian again. There's no police officer who you will say, or no, the police are could 90 years. No, with this 60. Why am I 2 more contracts, maybe 4 years now? So you will be a civilian one day, and you are a civilian before you join. And police if one when you now offer some of the things they do, they would do it and do it well. But unfortunately, sometimes take a bit now and one casano. I'm sure you know how some of these officers talk. Or no kasa or can you not start to do at them. One shall not one who you come out, your back to say, I'm not both when I'm from war. I mean, I have had people call me and they will show me recordings, they send me recordings of their interaction with rogue police officers. And so supervision is here, because supervision is this crimes here, KNC, and happen so we have an informant regime in this country that is supposed to be working. But so we need, now so when you come out, now so Obi the body bill police for us to train. Before you go back there, they would have been told that the person is in the very report here. So the young man who through his help, this young man who is with the police in terms of JB Danquest there. The young man at the moment is almost become homeless. It's almost because his cover was blown eventually, and his wife, his family, and he cannot work again. And so all of these things don't help with crime.
In fact,
crime fighting in Ghana.
Two young men na nipa no kra na obu a omo initial cover no nipa no na untimi continue emfa ne personal money ema omo save a refuge, and the state did not continue until they were thrown onto the streets. Just nipa kro no ebetimi asaba. There are instances of even criminals having committed a crime would also spend fortune in bribing investigators, such that the investigators would not also follow proper leads. Normal be ahwe ne behwe ho. Ti Adam, me fancy say what ya na ahwe ho ye papa. Okay. Yo, team security cameras no so we ba be fix ya mame na why improve na mame why?
My improve ba. You see about the equity. The my whole buyer. The other yet.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Adam Bona, or say dear druid, say ya mo ya ho ban a na dear by dear enye. Now people say, yes, citizens, do we take our personal security serious? Once an ekasem kra na say ye mo e dan na ye de sika sie no e ho ban. But what about say won no yire no man ete won mo a wo bebo dan no ho ban. Abra won take effort say bebo wo yire no ma ho ban ana. Penifo atena say chairman aspirant Fred Amankwa Asafo of the MPP or them was saying, and former member of parliament Timothy Atabuade won't brim former Busa I won't him right former Busa North is a Kanjaga man. I say my Busa for na time usu alata manche ni bone 1948 omo kokko ye boycott na yesa no ma no ni Kwabena bone na we na Bruni na ye commissioner of police Carutes na nipa bi ekọ Kuluma shi wono mkwakọ ha ni Kwabena bone na ni Kwabena bone timi place a phone call to Carutes. And I say, a day my Kuluma said, people can't worry me. Please send them men, even Kanjaga men. That I'm Kanjaga for the prosia. No one more men, papa. Or see, even Kanjaga men. So Kanjaga men, Ghana police for that must pass initial intake of police for no, Kanjaga for no, and a Bruni de Muya Juma papa, and a Musi for no sooner, West African Frontier Force. Almost said me adwuma de bia na Kanjaga for any Musi for ya momia mo ma ba so party na ma yi bi papa and Kanjaga for no so wa o ya adwuma wa mre
yes o ya adwuma ti na hene no Azantilo that time the prince in
Azantilo and Afuku
yes in Britain of friend of the corner man a lot of medals man in fact you get a Rolls Royce. That time, I know the man or the buy. See what's it here? Yes,
I want to lose Sunday. I want to say why you are in papa.
Just to thank him for the contribution of troops to the army and to the world wars.
Na dia na ba ya Kanjaga for afei dem say frame Busa for.
ADAKABRI. And then today is my first day.
Yes.
I'm a bahan to me damunyina and Minya panio.
I'm
Fred. Pa nyagro. Who na che. Ache papa. I am interact. She also most of these patients. But at the current and yes, I change it. But that is the real thing. Kanjaga no a crobidin we chrome. Kanjak is a the infant say tubodom and I infant say osu.
Yes.
Once a Kanjaga no inti nipa krona oba hanum obe join army and the police first no free Kanjaga no sa kuro no so
tibe onu free on any exploits in the security services
ti yankrof on ba no ma ba ne cha betena ho o se safo bampo an ka say oh
me ba Kanjaga ni no
me de nti akwa na ye fro Timothy na Timothy Kanjaga ADAKABRI Kanjaga
Hwan Kanjaga.
Obia Kanjaga.
And then many people were MP friend saying MP current MP no
Park na Agalga.
Clementa Park ne Agaga.
Yes.
It will be to say Agaga Kanjaga.
Agalga Kanjaga.
Park Kanjaga.
Unsa.
Right.
Sana antina GD no. Free Bulsa no. Bulsa no ye free ho. Nti kasa no ye bully.
Oh, bully.
BULI. Nipa no na Bulsa no. Nti Kanjaga is one of the towns of the Bulsa district. And nipa no odi kan call hon mo no.
And I just say no one town no etimi cover nipa ni
because that time yam fan say that time am nkran no. Omba omni bebi atena. Nti omba be sisa ni pakro ni fie. No agye o ma atena ho no. Wan sa. Agye o mo tena ho na it say the one na landlord no. Nti no so ko page ma na di na de be because it's eventually to a locational point, a box office.
Satam na kese amankwa na prosifon shampaboa omo na sisi fom na Kanjaga fo no na sisi fom omo ntehwe na mfraframu fo de ba omo na sisi fom na ye omo ya eti krobadi say na be she prosifon paboa wagano. I love it na fumbusi fo so omo ye Kanjaga fo
omo nyina from Sanoma to Fimbesi to Wiese to Berembelse
munyina
e dey call wiaga
na ye dey na pretty women ko free hosa.
Na sama obisami and is obisami
Fred just send them from man
no because all over ko we are omka.
Yes, send them from man from busy for man.
Yankopon de o che bibia de.
Say ya be duru ho akoye ne ho ade.
Na senya man kwa so
ko Nigeria nko ye o ma de.
I do go Nigeria ko ye o ade. Oh great. Now Fred, omo color na efe chocolate colored and omo body no so efe and Kanjaga for ma na mema no so mpeki kiri mema no mpeki kiri hardly say be hu Kanjaga ni na busa ni a wa ba adwuma na obeye kiri
those days na aya man for omo fa man for omo ombe house boys ni cleaners no watchmen no almost form because they are very honest. So most of those who were house boys, guard boys, watchmen, cooks.
Yeah, cooks.
Na a champ or hono. The cook was a Kanjaga man. In fact, he's my direct uncle.
Okay. And the cook and no the animal. Oh, okay.
Most of them rollers say no hono. Some of the Kanjaga people were his people.
Okay. Then who probably am not now on chain or can of
Azugu.
Azugu ya Kanjaga.
My uncle was direct.
And you was obviously was sitting with the newspaper. Where the newspaper?
My uncle direct. Direct.
Oh, he's a good friend. Papa. And Paul. Despite be a buyer, he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
After those programs.
Oh, okay. It is here. Uncle Fred won't say, "Who pay be a Kanjaga for year?"
Oh, she said the same way.
I just said, "Bienio."
Right. Yeah. Man, who for me, mammy, who am bia.
One of my brothers says, "Paula focus on to Chinawa." Papa. Agapo, good afternoon. I take it you are doing well. Enti Sabre we Atanasi will need 100.9 FM. On the first issue, your personal security, do we take it serious? And then also we are asking, say, contract killing, is it still prevalent in our society? Now, investigative arm of the police, is it also going down? Do we have the capacity to investigate complex crime? Does it bring hope to the citizenry? Referred Amanko Asafo, Yabetie Nano Asem, na Yewisua, the comments from Timothy Atabuade, I went to Brim. Yirim the next as a kind of police or no Yirim.
No, the account.
Me cat Thomas, I said me what to.
Timothy, Uncle Tim, that's all. And see, me and Tewa, ubet me I was up here on 050-600-0909. What your thoughts are? Near Brany into me and King Kai. Right, Uncle Fred.
ADAKABRI me da si bebre na mechia tiefo ni Ghana fo nyina ni na do Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic, nchia kese de ma yeda wase. Eni se de ubu eman. Na metie the papa na wo interview no. Na emi se edu mre se ya na blame games no ni analysis no adoso dodo. Mi gidi se si motivate ye police for kakra. Na yedi who compare London, US, you bet me about London so there are court cases. When your case be our 20 years, 30 years, I intimi and solve we nina. Into my share ye dear no na ye motivate ye police for kakra. Na bakumi no bi he said ye if ye be a mensa womuno ebe fra ye kan ye di en common na ye dia fra mu nyina na ye bit demotivating kakra. Yeah, the course we no so no Ghana one of the safest place in Africa.
My main message na chance. ADAKABRI, the light is on us today, and we love your show, George Ayamba Kanjaga. George Ayamba Kanjaga. Oh, to just Ayamba no cover for him.
Usafu kwa Kanjaga ka ho.
Na fe de ka ho so no ni mad konti o chro sa because Ayamba ne Kanjaga don't say you the same area, geographical area. Different no. Na Kanjaga no de ka catch on twinsan.
George Ayamba Kanjaga na de ka ho no twinsan what na. Let me bad so ma ho. Right, Uncle Fred is you.
And right anti asempa me Professor Bennett said ye ko ifa boni fo bi ko yen ayakayaka de gi na ne cry free ni tano ya asem ya bebre na asem besa na obia abopim na nso so ye discussion misremika mamu maye police fo no nyina e wo fom sa mamu ye ntieti o mo so sa police force ye adwuma pa mo ka ho na Ghana ha no mo ban bossem yen can is 100% the wunya 100% obabia America for with all their sophistication is ani mani nyina omo ntra ho no bi ko fa plane di ko bo ekukum nkrofo enti security there as tight as you can assembly amaya nti assembly amaya no so security ye assembly ba pe no so sa security no kra han mo ne court cases o Ghana han medoso edoso pa enti se ye kan say no na yen hwese ye be ma timamufo yen so police for can only do what is best see ye more information if so mu ni ba bia enti yen na ye betimi more information in the earlier submission so ye gito mu say Ghana ha no school kra no wo ka se obi describe obi a ya na ye din oh ni mai say obroni onim even the eyelash crown modima no when you ba no crown modima no okita blue eyes okita say omo was that description ye ntre obia sa na ma nyina e no de abesia
it is enya observant enough
enya observant obroni owie na so kotra ba bi a emrewani nkokora no tititi ho no mo de omo hwehwehwe ne ma de obehu bi obefre enti ye nyina ye ka ho nya police fo nko atemamufo so ka ho na discussion the details of the discussion minya security personnel there na papa nsem an all kan na ye ko detail dodo ye ko details an so ani asan yi ensem no de essentially ye bono ye di sie na ye investigation asan ye de abonbonti na ye de aba sesi o kasa o si knife bi da ba bi na fine ko si ni nyina ye de ensem no keke kan ho ye release information to the public ebi anke mwa police
amoni for no so scanning the airwaves
almost scanning the airwaves sesi aye di nkomo omutie enti se nke ba security die na ne nkomodie mu wo abonten sa no na yenye a bit discreet kakra na ya e ka se yenye
ebi are frustrated
why frustrated but what mean unsa we frustrated now e bibia u bese no what the frustration ye bibia u bese because it means that you are not thinking through very well enti misremin ka se nsem no kan nye but mumma yenye ne said ye be ya ye betimi so amodni ankase yenhye ye ho te Ghana fo mu hwe bibia ohu bia fiti enra ne nansa de ohu ye bia ye chinkrofo na ye ne omukasa mikra ye ka se ya chinkrofo no krapo ye de abeta bontin kwa na mempe ennenya me de krase ye se ya chi ne kan se ni house help
in a household
ehu ya krase de beto bontin because when you can't ask them no dia obi on any work connection be any action ma me pem ba bi memfa na obi ani mo hwe ni action na ya action na nka ya ma me kan kire wanka obetisi action no nti se eyampa me nka se sa na tie se obi di moyefo no obi efa house help for ni mu no mo de koye sa adwuma na odi pa ko na oye sa ade no
you would agree say enye police release NSC actually nipa for media for prayer according to the cousin, according to the sister, according to another university professor. At no point, there are none of us who be here if you are thinking the Kwame Nkrumah ekasaya no. Or can say yen discounted that part about it. Actually, nipa say na him for ni achi woman. It was a professional policewoman or discount her. But the media always ahead of the police.
Me das the media for us yen tu ye hofo. Say assembly ba say ya ye dimrika contempt do ko kan semo a.
Ekrofo peti.
Oh, say ne de obeka ne ombetie. Ye nyina ye hye ye ho because asemo a esi no e ya asemo a eye ani soso. Pa say fie kakraka say. Ni fie kra de beto abontin nyina no.
Ne fie no sondodo. Ento oni yire, oni ma. Ade na nkwan no fie.
E don say aye speculation kwa na ye keka.
Ma ye ho 30 days so ye betwa so ye nka bio.
Ye nka bio. Enti aye speculative kwa bibia obi e ka ne de na say ne fie ne. Wo di fie na beto abontin, fie na e de investigate, wo di aba beto abontin. Enti say okronfo no kra ehun so a, onim say ne me fa me ho nhihye baabi. But all in all no, me say ye kasa mu no ase Ghana eniema aginsem e wo security mu enye sa eniema aginsem
kasa ne yete sese ese de no aginsem
ase eniema aginsem wo ye ba security mu a eniema aginsem papa na we free mu no lecturer at University of Ghana we sua na ade akodu professor adakabri PhD kra ye pe kra no
bra wo bre
enya sam kitu o
business school for another ho
akakakra enya sem kitu akra mi nua okono so ba business school onim say dia adesua tie na onipa wa tia dia konya bodin kese sei akira dia kobni na yakoye na yakayaka dia sa benu so ntrese yentu yensangu ewiem ne yenkase ene Ghana ha no mo ye security tia pansam edu mpempen so sei ya eya na ye say ye be koyechi say ye kase ye koyechi a na who dilute the ye ka ho asem no but yenya renchemu say me de me gidi say asem ya be
investigative arm of the police am saying
ADAKABRI investigative arm of the police no omodwuma mo be ye no e be depending on Ghana for yankasa so ye ka ho enti ye say ye nyina ye bomb no mo ye omo do say ba ko mienu bi a ye solve ye no de ye be ka say ni nyina ba. But to call almost fast, there are a number of issues almost solve. And to say at each point in time, with the emphasis and this year, and I say from the last 2-3 years, yen share cases are ye dia court, crime cases ye dia court. Now yen share they are resolve, ne they resolve. Of course, yen timi nka say bibia ntimi nye. Emre no brain no be say ye timi nya improvement. Ewo de ye mu. Enti mo ma yen nya abotrema police for de di kan. Na yen to sunfa I can't say evidence now.
Have you had cause to be concerned about mode of recruitment into the police? Said they are police for, and they see any pako police mono. What worry be?
I mean, said they see any pa police mo main try be that, and I mean nim how omufa. But me dem nim say ye adverts or papers mo. Ghana for ababa apply. Me who say ebi obi afa kwan kweti kwan bi so a me hu ye e ho a me hu ye ja see de ye hu na edi ho adanse ye enti me na me so me for obi an call police mu da na me so me call police da enti me nim say de ye ka no na atesam de ye timeti bebre obi timi kana say obi okra pa na nanu dwa na odwa de apɛ ne fans wo baabi umre fa sika se bra me de obekwa akɔhye police mu ye say nkrofo so fa kwan so agi nkrofo sika se kom de obekɔ police kom de obekɔ fire service kom de obekɔ hanuma bia na enye saa na tie na institutionally de police fo adwuma a omo ye no say ye mra na ye de ahye so Ghana ha ye mra na omo fa so de aye saa ne ma na and I have no evidence to the contrary say bia nye saa mra na omo fa so saa mra na omo fa so and omo follow enema na ekoso dia and ye na omo ye no kwan papa so na yenso so yen timamufo no yenso so and na yenso so ye be instigate your manas yenso ye be ye di enkrofo be kwa omo qualify Ebia training, no, your mom, how many months of training? Ebia, about 6 months. Ebia training in enough. If it's from your security from primary school, secondary school, even to the university, who said then your course be a security? Obey security conscious. Mean who course papa bia? You can say, oh, your course no. Ebia na security course now, yeah, they are fine. But course bia and kabe I think that a touch of security more. Ning na be ma be aware. Said ye be ye this school more cra na your school more crap on yan kasa ye ban bokra no. But security there ye wu nipa da sani no. Me dru han asem account first ni say wo security to say. Into security ne ye wu dia. Unti wu na wo peka say buyer beware say market na ye beka say buyer beware. Into your basic security mu so one kasa as an individual no. You should beware first. One kasa say environment wo nantie mu ye wo ko ba anadupie wo fa ha wo si ha ni nyina no. Wo behwe say ade a me ye e beboa abọ me ankasa me ho ba na ne me immediate say me immediate family na me immediate acquaintances no omo ho so beto ma na. But say ye extending no ko government responsible say you be security. Into yes, obi be blame government say hey any way cost na way there and you say government sit up no share say be making sure say any money nyina nkoso. But government can work more if the citizens yes so yet me boa emas your security no so si pay me boa say we pay say you share number of security personnel organ hanamo. They say Ghana how you do better 30 million me boa.
Yes.
Would you how many police per can say population? I don't have the figure, but I will not be surprised. It's all called law. How many lawyers per population? It may not be as if you are UN and I say can say international bodies cry and I say yan kasa cry ye kind ko cry ebe mana ebe boye. Inti Mr. Ghana for asem na aba no ye mwa police for na ye kasa talking down on the police no ye peja ne kakra na mo ye motivate you mo ba ko mienu bi ebe ya de a enye na so omo nyina no say the mami be kan say police for nka say mo nkofo na ya chi omo ye fanto nche kakra ye nya de akwa bontin dada inti ansa na and you also cry confirm me ye say as a media for no cry ye nim eche police for say don bedru ho inti ka ba say ya bibi say be ba no ye nyina media for so mwa asem we dia be ye ntwen na police for mfa asem mra na tisem de media for no yes mo kote be
ka Uncle Tim
yeah
Shas in free say are the media adequately sensitized on crime reporting? The BBC, how does the media report, be it accurate, but in line with police tactics?
Yeah. You see, before me be a MP, I've been an investigator with Shrek for 10 good years.
Oh, good.
And I've also been a teacher. Ntimene police for ye jumada. And a media too. Media no so ye no ma ye juma. But that time na media no vibrant. Said it a city and no. This time ye programs I we can invite the media to come. Sometimes ye workshops on Poma media no and so on. I think that media nankasano they also need some level of education about crime reporting, about what is sensitive and what is insensitive, about when a crime no is here. As somebody ban, as someone train police for no more you could do anymore. They are free media, now a medium briefing to keep the public also abreast with cases now. Case now our mono. As I say, public knows where information now. Unbet information there. Abba. Now said there are some years no ya part to start with. The media no you almost say there must be circumspect. But said the media now be said I had to say the competition more no. Media house be any journalist be I hope so the first to report the matter. The first to report because sana a more adjumano so coso in terms of the employer, in terms of public perception about them, public outlook about them. Until no more rush it too much. But you see, personal security is very important. I am a tanker saying there's no amount of nuclear weapons or atomic energy that can stop the people when they are in their bad mood. So amount for person who didn't somebody and yet walls are obesi ayadan etwa dan na we si no ho ahia no ana betima prevent crime. It is your personal security and how you observe security principles, you know, and a bit more bow. And we must take personal security very important. Now the investigation mature the police, you know. Sometimes now I'm meeting who say a bind be a bar. Say they no say, oh, mena me ya buy a matter a lot of cars, I'm a police. Mena me ya buy a matter a lot of police accoutrements, I'm more. Mena me ya buy a my yes, I'm a bully. But we don't take care of the service training after recruitment. You were police from your forensic investigators. How many police officers in Ghana have gone for forensic investigations? How many police officers in Ghana have gone for cold case investigations? Interestingly, I will share said here, Abrochromo handle most of these unresolved murder cases now. Ubetman who police need, but sometimes I wonder, a corporal, a sergeant, unfortunately, han will man will be away in the masters. Wako police, yeah, man, police commander. But investigation side, no, he's so lacking that the case man point to me handle case. In how compare, then you ask your people, how do we train our police people like Mini and Ekano? We must do a lot of after recruitment training for most of the various units of the police investigations. When we say, if there's a case, we have to follow it to its logical conclusion. Shaman say case about murder, it may die for even 40 years, 50 years. A minimum before DNA test nearby and we follow most of the cases. Even cigarette our normal wager hormone. The investigators will pick it before DNA, they will seal it and put it in the cold case and put it aside. A bit more, but after 30 years, technology now. Then they will go ahead and test all those ingredients. Then it will enable them to trace the real culprit of the fellow. It is sometimes I ask our police, have we been doing that? Sometimes I look at the interrogation rooms. Do we have interrogation rooms here? This is all my year before interrogation. Satan, but she said, I'm being interrogated at ADAKABRI. I'm basically a kunyana me nabet na. Then police officer, no more share the process of interrogation. Sometimes, which two people are, what we simply need to do, that this room, if it is an interrogation, you put the two there. With the two people. You better say no more can once and I can say, ADAKABRI crowd, you're quite in Macassan when you say, no, you wear banner. Then they'll be recording. They'll be recording. Man, because you crowd, me see wouldn't go for one of them. They themselves will be arguing among themselves and they'll be gaggers recording them. Sometimes, it can even be that you bet me the sound cross suspect now go prisons. You don't go prison we are. Now you recruiting CID nimbi. No so akwa dan who prisoner. No could dia than four. What the same fans almost one prisons. Obesha at that place they'll be able to say once let me say this as I won't say members of parliament. I took choir. You can't something now who if you are now assembly and but you come because of the political tension. You're quite outsider. Even if from MPP, it means a free conversation. That is how the prison setting is. Into with the suspects no kohonma. Now the either another criminal, if you're honmo dada, you tell the criminal, can you get information for me? We'll remit your sentences. Maybe it's life sentences, but say in here, that criminal kwa obedi na than for. Into Bashana, you know, down no more crimes once, no more crime. No, so I can't the cruelty our ya no, the but no body in park account. Then they will record and pick. These are the things I don't see in the Ghana police. Almost start investigation at Kwabena. But she now said, "Oh my bread, now enough no my jai. Who could be so no buofu?" Yes, they become irritated and said, "Oh, Miss Ma acted towards or nipa crime now yet against him." No, now now cry.
So in fact, you are suggesting the investigative arm of the police.
Yes,
at the law.
It's low. We should strengthen. If it will mean we have to send some of them to even go and train for 2-3 years. Not a bit training a man from one under him. It is very good because we must have modern techniques. They investigate modern crimes. So as who say crime are done from raw crime of brute force into even technology crime. When we say this, say bomb.
Do you believe, sir, criminals could be thinking, say, obit me a commit crime with impunity, but obit me a bribe on the way through? And my investigation would be laxed.
No, the initial intention is not he will commit and then bribe in a way. But I have a crime ni we are. Now, when him the weaknesses of the system, they are very intelligent guys like me. What I'm the make the secretary, you know. Now committee we are. Then obe mashale all resources at the account. Now they are then no kataso. There's this song I listen and I like it. Mintimin Kabe said a Jumno Kono. I had to say there. Say a nipa. Na the crime and yet to say me banner. Now I call committee murder. How handle you because you are my child is different from Seminia big frock. So when it is about us, the crime will try to say something that will cool people and try to write it up. But when it's about others, then we are hard-handed on it.
Could it have a cultural undertone to the extent say obi kumuni pakura enche yisi nipa ni wie ni ade na ese ye sympathize with the kumuni nipa ne say bonsam the man ye bonsam the man ye
a free background, no? Cultural background, how we were brought up. Sorry to say, we were a professor now a big man. They say most of these things are happening in villages we have not heard them. Our families now solve it, you know. Professor no, the first thing that came to my mind is, they say, Professor Bennett, is he related to Professor George Bennett and Abi?
Yes.
My mother is a retired teacher, he's in Brekum. So I'm very familiar. Apart from that, I did geography and resource development at the University.
So you are connected with the Bennett name.
I know it. No was some geography or Troy. One of the things about my I wanted to connect. Is he also having some chieftaincy or person did chieftaincy? Mostly these things they happen because some of these people people can hide them to do the crime because they have an ambition to become a chief or something like that. It has some connection. But I say Troy, they are only a prominent family in the Bronx half region in Brekum. But as to whether they have a chieftaincy connection, I don't understand. And I should say the crime is a committee now. Sure. It is about 72 hours. And an assistant discovers a crime a committee because he tries to call our own. But is it not interesting that you have a security guy who sound a house boy, who sound a DND, and 3 days no man jumana. Those 3 days, these are people who would always be at work. The house boy will be at work, the cleaner will be at work, the security man will be at work. And if you did 72 hours, those 3 people, were they not at the work site? Didn't they go? We are houseboys, so you have access to the keys. We are security, you have access to the keys. Didn't they go to the work?
Timothy, me paucho. Maybe I didn't come on a corner with the jai. Whether they went or they didn't go. The details of it is my worry.
I agree.
The details of it is my worry.
Yeah, I agree. I like your stand.
Every crapper, they have nothing to do with the crime.
No.
Now, the focus of investigation now goes on the domestic workers. We shouldn't be so.
No.
Let's open up and leave the investigation.
Yeah, open up. I'm quite tear me say, my sister say, I almost feel in the bank. Into how we on any casa. But sorry, we did about 72-48. I want teen. My question is, that period, now, Oma or no more you fear, at least the house boy, at least the cleaner, at least the security. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to say that 3 days,
the police will come
out. But these are the things that were not. But look, it is painful. Said okay, it is painful. Whether you're a professor, you are a cleaner, whatever, even you are, excuse me to say, you are an orphan on the street, you are a madman, that someone can use a knife. Look at the pain. We beg the people. Whatever you go there for the intention, To kill people is painful. Yes, it is so painful that a human being, you die. Look at the pain.
Uncle Tim.
The pain the fellow went through.
Ubusa who say, yeah, na and take into consideration the laxity in the investigative arm. And that to be encourage and motivate to almost say, you bet me a deponiana.
It's not the laxity.
A story to break tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is to do with whether we profono ne cousin baako yakuno ewo kumase.
Okay.
Ena ono a promise say obehwe ama ya unravel the ya.
Okay.
Ne cousin no yakukuno.
Okay.
Ena ono so sisi ya we aba no so no.
Yes.
So could it be say a powerful force be access to assassins? One year say adwuma we. Could it be a chieftaincy? A be an unrivaled. Until cousin caught 3 months, 90 days later. No, so. Similar fashion.
Chieftaincy obviously goes with land issues. I mean, you are a caution as a man go deep, but without even going deep, sometimes these assassins, they go and commit a crime. I feel that's not because of the laxity of the investigative arm, but they are promised to be protected. Okay. When even they are uncovered. Mm-hmm. They are promised to be protected.
Because the underworld.
Yes, it's an underground. Yes. I will protect you. Go and do this for me. I'm paying you. But the painful ADAKABRI about it,
10,000.
It's not anything. No matter what.
And will be providing regular source of cooking.
Yes. And also, I have a court process. It delays some of these into the fact that even trials can last for about 10 years, especially with murder case, because of what the law provides. Any iota of doubt, you should throw the case away. Until the investigators must always do diligence, must go back to Attorney General, back and forth. And, don't run away from the fact that people always say some things like, "Yeah, buying a tissue." Don't run away from that political talk from most of our big people, including comments from even police
officers. It could be
officers.
just bragging or rare.
It could be bragging, but they've also seen that you ban a tissue so obi so the far so koye. And in this case, this current government, both the ends, both any political party,
the political leaders.
Political leaders, I cited an example about vigilante groups, Now me can't baby me say no court can stop political vigilantism. It is the political actors and on bit
themselves.
So what's my say me ko bo we suma. Na say me ko bo na suma. No team G1000 why are there pa party ni we ni pe na me am ko di crime no ya ma me position. Ya ma me position no. Court be na bit ma stop me and there me no ko die no. Ono so be continue to do it. Say me koye saba na say team adia wa from today going, don't represent me on any radio station, don't talk back on this, I've removed you. You come and kneel down and beg that I will never do it again. About land guards, would it you? Why would we be arresting land guards when the employers of land guards are there? When you cut their supply off, the employees will not go and do land guards. What did they make? If we cut land guards off, if I employ the two of you to go and guard Martin, and then I'll pay you within 48 hours, and the police pick me up and lock me and cut my communication between the two of you, and you stay on the land for 48 hours, and you don't get to eat. You think the third day you go there without paying? Would you go there without paying?
But that is assuming that you're still a land guard. Assassin or Obi na catch and so on she crash.
Sana meka no.
Obi also so no akojina assassin so ye na djuma oye na ade o.
Safo meka me say employers of land guard ebia me na ma fa the two of you say me hwem land ma. Ye chimu na we haven't solved the issue. Omo nchime. Omo fa me court for your crimes. When I'm jail, you will not go there. You won't step foot on any land because the one who will supply you the food and the water, you will not be there. So, law no home, so we are massaging and there's some romance with the law. I've had a lot of experience, even as an investigator with Shrag, a lot of experience, even as a police officer. It is not about laxity of the law or laxity of the investigators.
And could it be so say, hadn't criminals and then grow further in their craft to the extent say there's this lawyer Tema. Was it Blay? Yeah. Na as a case aba ojine mama a suspect. Then particular time as a one court na as a akuku we say suspects no are imprisoned. Then this person insists say obekwaba obe deal with the lawyer. Nampa na watimi akọ aba emeda ho hye trim so no otueska with understanding say obi twitwa agya agye no wantimi twitwa anye wa amakọ to kra ne de na tomu a na watimi aba ma na dwo no watimi planting a woman around you na woman atimi alio edo ko committee 12 or committee 11 ho baby na abra in a compromised position. Now this criminal pops up. What timidity adia be trial minimum. Now what drive to Tema General? But then assembly and Siana say oko.
Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. Now when you know investigative arm no and me investigative arm at the bottom of this until say at a trial of another suspect and I no obey disclose to say dear way ye and Sunday it make no. Inti buyer beware no. Explain, tell us more.
You see how say you plenty of baby when in baby secluded. Inti one kasa a jumana na oni obane ye na wo secluded place no. One kasa security. You have compromised your own security. Adiasa na.
Wa ufrin kana beduru. Osusu chinchina. Sebi ya metremi na mu kakra nsa na makoda.
Yo mati. But beware. Whilst you are at it, take your own security into consideration. Adia mi ye ewo so be a bit me affect him security. Especially who you be a wajuma na wo ye lawyer. Oni we na ye adwuma yi. Won say de ema sa nkomodie ya medin kakra ne say won say asem bia ba ne ye ka ho asem. Say ye de etifa free ha no mo be ka ho a. Is it a similar situation? You yourself as a Ghanaian, that same abeya yedi hunkomi. Court cases now abeya yedi hunkani. Say baby, I want muntu abe to be anum. But don't chase a Ghana for see your boom. And see your boom cry. The Jumana wo ye do idea wo ye nyina ye no kwan papa so na do a wo ye. And say boom because yes answer. Ye hu so share Ghana for the hu so share ye mu so dia. Not just say akronfo wemfo no mo ye sa bonifo no omo na yegusu empower omo enti see how the hu ahye ho enti bi ba bebia na fe be ka say bia na wan kasa na wan hwe security ye the ti set tie bia no. I think the most important thing now is say enke ebenya enka the airways nyina ye hwe say ye be encouraging crowd say omo volunteer information because minya ADAKABRI say sia no. Say obi di obi ko tema echichi baby na asem koto no a na be ye den wa ha e na papa e be ye wa ha e na asem die nti say beto obi na piwo na de oba ya na but we dey also ono ankasa crowd drive ko tema general hospital obi duru ho na say die be siesie wi but who da wo dem what lock you gate supposedly what you them na yetimi aba if you on na crofo no mo she fio dada na uru afio ha na say why now we invite you on ba if you on money. I
don't know you're interested now won't mean nyam from the police.
Yes sir no come say yeah good no he's raising a good thing. What the one I said say were they there before the man came?
And I said the man invited them.
The man invited them. These are critical.
Madam, phone records may help.
Phone records may help.
But me did this Ghana police.
In fact, phone records
in some into consideration. Now, media may encourage Ghana police. Say, same way they should bring closure to it as quickly as possible. But then you know,
at the end, young can't for just been done.
But you can't give up. We cannot give up. I say, continue.
Anyway, this message goes to Uncle Tim. Good afternoon, Mr. Host. Greetings to my former teacher at Sandema Senior High School, Mr. Timothy, and a former MP. I'm Ayiri Kami Listowell.
On the Wi-Fi, you know,
well, modern Kanjaga.
Modern Kanjaga.
Yes.
So, taking our personal security serious, buyer beware. Tell us more about that, Uncle Fred.
Buyer beware taking me security expert. I may not be able to go into details, but they're making me actually. I can't say. Bibiana or hunch
They say instincts. Why Bibia? I said what going to be bull?
I did me.
Be subisa.
Bibi toast what?
Something like that.
Just so you're careful. And then yet, it be a yekukun. Sometimes I point to a crowd. Tell I can meet with them to their son. First time we took one at Joe. We Kenya Friday evening. Bob says 6-7. Meaning says that I find free. Who Kumasi. Namia mi hunia bakumi no be nam today. It's okay to meet to a quan at your crap. Me free 5 o'clock, 5 in the morning. Me kwa could do 12. I could do what. Because Bibi cry now car crap or say my fan a tie crap pie in the middle of the road crap on. Did you haven't taken care of your own security well? Because unkwa who took wine say unkwa na otika muna ufi akra kokumasi. Me unkwa na mefi akra kokumasi. Obi anya ohwe. Otaya pie, otaya jo. In the middle of nowhere. Una be seen where you tie no. In this time no you haven't taken your security seriously. Until buyer beware na chese said dem ka wo koto ade. Na said dey be ya be dru ba bi you see wo beto phone. Na phone ni yemfa bayre enhye box mu fa ma wo na mu phone ankasa nti na afoto phone na be bie so ahwe sampa phone na me semi to phone na you are becoming
do people still keep notes, keep diary?
There be nobody keeps any diary because the phone no ye phone ye bibia ma nti obi any or keep diary
because Agya papa keep diary or keep notes.
They say the enim ono de babia ono e bia na yes I we will not know. We will not know. Enti buyer beware and say ye nyina say the metrans ya fe what is your security issues like? Are you okay with your security? Sa necessity me hwe say the be ya be ma ye susu ya ban bo ye ho ban bo no.
And I could it be say ya na ye di opportunistic thieves ye chia ye nyina be kwa kodi the prison to the sense say what the burglar proof be twa ho ahia kodi opportunistic thief na chi at the end no na emergency bi abada want me and see abontre
also for be ne manyina
I don't want to be thinking about because ana me hunu pain and crofo no go through no. So normally say na ana me person it's like between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Hemfa na ofa. But yen police for them provide enough information more because that is the only means by which the police can finish the investigation. Ye be ye ama omo investigative police omo ye crime scene is any money. But yen sometimes you say yakokun obi nko an even cry upon normal everyday healing cry no yakose evidence ni nyina
we no mo di kan ko hormo no and yesi ekofre carpenter and ye be bu edan ni na adana yam frɛ local police na yankase ye bu dan ni
say awareness no say awareness nyina ni care say ye nyina as individuals as citizens ye no
ye friend na wonye so then we have reason to believe say odadem ho no mo a adana won frɛ police rather than say fingerprints
wako budo no
carpenter so ahoden bi odi be bu
fingerprints ni nyina say me sign 9 and on the on saka do no enti wa compromise evidence no but ni nyina kire say ye nyina no bi de start was school mu kura fa nke beboa say ba bia nipa mienu miensa wo bia no that training to situation bia enya wunya expert enti ma expert mra enke ba say ne frɛ ya frɛ na on fa the first person you call is the police from run mra mehwe but we there e copy carpenter
call ne sister ho no at nearby
and this carpenter
yeah now there's this TV program
not just say we are even assuming that the narratives are here canon that is what happened
it here can a program on TV is it ID
DSTV
ID no
investigative discovery
na kenipa dodo hwe bia ebianka
ADAKABRI DSTV ne esa de no wo
yo ADAKABRI ayi no so ayi David enya sasa ayi no ho the investigative discovery and there's some come here in Twi or local language
you can telenova adi aba Twi I don't mean for ID no so Twi
yeah it's a good thing you see and crime scene investigations are important.
Very important.
Crime scene investigation be important. Share no even car na on be hu car ties na aye max no hono
they can even tell.
They will even pick that and then go investigate and see where you bought the ties and a whole lot of diligent and meticulous investigation. Very the resources. Politicians nearby officer. Aya de ene de so me na mato cars bebre ama police we me na mato uniform me na mato boot no I mean ka say here I'm saying that beyond the cars na yeton every regime tono do we send them for a training for further training? It can even be 5 years training of just 5 crack investigations, one on crime scene identification, one on forensic investigation, one on a lot of then they'll come and train the Ghanaian, those who are in the investigation line. But if we can spend millions buying, and probably the train of those people might be $500,000, maybe for 2 years, forensic investigations, crime scene investigations, all those things. What do you call it? Fingerprints investigations, DNA, all this, and the crime unit of the police must have them. A ban by DNA, or they want to do what do you call fingerprints identification and data building. The crime should have that, and we should have profiling of some criminal people. The criminals be bred on to prisons. No, do we have even their data? Do we have their profile? Said the bear or Babon don't be committed crime. DNA matches and we are not basope. We should not go straight to match. Say Safo and I ADAKABRI and I Tima. It will just go straight to match you. You can't deny. So as we are moving forward, like Sesa Okase, you started Sanemo in free schools. While we are doing that, we are also sharpening the investigation skills of our police officers and those involved in such a crime identification. It's very important. And yes, most of this high-profile murder, no, because among for any more crime, investigation, and I'm catching on most of.
But is it a case? Na BBC such gruesome crime, no?
Yeah.
As you're open-minded, you need say persons close to us can even commit it.
That is it. Your first suspect are your immediate family. Your first suspect are your thorough investigations. Once okay, you be to relate to say the send a cousin be about 3 months time. So you can even trace it. Even trace it from the village. You can trace it to that line. Then what clear who said they are not there to give you a broader perspective and mind to go beyond that. He's a lecturer. You go through his girlfriend, go through his student, go through, say, maybe he has some girlfriends. All those things, you must go through all those things. Then when you
how that, as an investigator, why you more shraj da? How does that investigator have an open mind in investigations?
You must have when a case is brought to you, and you read a case. When you read the case clearly, no said there are gaps. So you tease them out. You remove those gaps because you need to fill the gaps. Then the one who brought the case, you must start with the fellow and then to investigate for him to fill in the gaps. That's what we call the areas of investigations. or feel gaps, and that's a never being corrector, you still push further to fill in the gap before, if the case is made against ADAKABRI, then I'll give you the ADAKABRI, the complaint that has been brought against you, to also read and respond. Also do response, and there will be gaps. I'll call you back to fill in those gaps. Now, when you do, then you go beyond, because maybe do you have witnesses? Do you have that? Do you have that? In front of crime this year, then you go beyond that. So when they give you a case, don't just put your mind on the solid case that has been brought to you. Anything can happen. The crime can be even emanating from Sanipano, and as Sanipano put a committee crime or the two. So
it is you need to brainstorm.
Yes,
and don't discount any
anything. Janama information be. Na me madam for be so akabe Dr. Adam Metimaboni. Yeah, ne training no Russia. Very good and brilliant, very hard working doctor. I know catch him say na madam for Panapa you son ma oba juma head in brain akwa. No catch him say mribo mo call there was a girl no or reported papa no to no muna. No knowing that what the girl did or no one didn't insane the nails. I know they rena say I know they buy. Oh sir. Inti no omo yes ano. Inti forensic professional about bachelor. Later on, they were able to do that. It was the girl who did it and put the case on the man. And a forensic investigator asked a question, simple question. I say, who is that man who wants to rape a lady and will concentrate in scratching the thighs?
I said, yeah, now open titty dross no more.
Now one your chance, then you waste. I
just want your chance. I feel I said because I titty no. I'm a well bruiser.
So they all said that. I said, no, it was a girl who did it. And that the scratching was up. It was going this way.
From bottom up.
From bottom up. And
also so scratch from
up down.
Up down.
That's a mom who scratch it down up down.
It's a fault to them.
You see, these are things that you need such people to be able to tell our crime detectives.
But everyday hardship, our Ghana, vagaries of the economy, would that allow an investigator to have an open mind? And that's one also the school fees and no maybe
No, sir, you talked about the recruitment into the police.
Mm-hmm.
That is where some of the issues
what's risky?
Because a month will be brave for into police, and your professional people, be a human on yanye. I know, per se, when you're be but initially, he wasn't even thinking of becoming a police. Never found too. Into another Sikano Penya Jumano, and a month will be so honorable through political connections, through big man connection, through old boyism, through French, through family, because I don't know, say, ADAKABRI him say, Madam for no, me banye, Agya, school we want to because so be buana the narco policeman. So all this type of recruitment of police has diluted the fabric of the police. In place in advanced country, no be share a crampo coach school, wait to maybe sense. So then up say the child even at I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a police officer. So he grew into loving the job and having the passion to do it. Sanipa no koma if he's an investigator, have my mates who are investigators. Bakumpo
ACP. 5 year old catch any man, I want to be a policeman. I said, what bono? If you check the quality of the police some years back, but here's a difference, woman. You can even see a sergeant CID, how he goes about his work, how he runs, how he picks information. It's different from now. Police what I should say to dress. Now the trousers are like a pencil. No, I can't share to the house. What sort of policing is that? Not policing. She said, "She beret no." She said, "Beret no." It's different.
When your police
look at some of the police. Look at professional police. Are watching it or they are watching line. I've seen them a million times. Boy. Police. When I sit down, look at them.
And then press for my social media. I don't pictures.
No, I hear waves. No, I hear waves. So what they are about to say.
What they are about to say.
What sort of policing is that? Are you into fashion show? Is it a beauty contest?
Okay, the policing is all about the state of mind, not
you understand.
My uncle Fred in Rem, Fred Amankwa, and let's start from this angle, Uncle Fred. Also, please, I want to draw your attention to the house helps. Please, with the greatest respect, about 99% don't value the house help. They always think house helps are nobody to the richest. So at times, house helps can't even talk to their boss. We are always afraid to approach them. Thanks. On the house, we will draw a house help. Please, I want to draw your attention to the house helps. Please, with the greatest respect, about 99% doesn't value us. They just want to know a house help. They always think house helps are nobody to the richest. So at times, house helps can't even talk to their boss. We always are afraid to approach them. Thanks.
And also,
That's a personal security.
So what you be?
I know what you call wumu.
You be about fear. Only share common space.
We don't share common space.
Only share common space. Kitchen now only never call hall. What it never? Every crop on no problem.
If you got me send so crama.
What me send so mount. Every crop on no be any
Yeah,
But who know?
Every crop hit here be any mount.
If you crop man hit here be any mount.
The obi o wa o yes idea any because house help there. Say ubu house help. Say odo a wo de be ma wo ma no. Utimi di sa dona san di bi ma no. Ebi yo kwa nye bi
easy o. Here anywhere bi ba wo no aba betena na wo mai so gigi wo mo so. Here anywhere wo didi kura na ye o ya.
Say yeah easy. Say oni say mu nyina bo mu na so ye ne say de o twitch
house help no ebetimi aba be fa hatred bi wo fie ho ama obe omit to do the normal work such that will be betimi attack you.
Possible. Very possible. Papa. So we crime investigation ya okay ya. Bibli oho no mo kra po ana obi kra ne nam kra na yes ade. Na so on fa duro metu anyway. My uncle ho but o house
I would near machine no.
Me don bibia ebe chire kwan so obi nkodi bone me pese e be kan radio so.
Because obi be sua free ha.
Thank you. Obi ho no ma na e ho na dwen mu a o de dwen ho. Ye kato so a no so afa dia ko.
If I tell them it's normal, we have policemen here with earrings and even pastors. It's person you can't boy and young one.
Sure.
Any IGP, any police in
I better tell a boy, no shas, my dear. Does it in any way affect the judgment?
It does.
How?
It does public. It does to a great extent. Say all call police muno say near si police for munye. Ultimate ko
let us say titile no nurse there or shas my dear what or said nurse there or shas my dear kitu ebi na sum nye titile no a
titile na nimu ye ka say
asma she has
judge say cha mu shey omunyin free ho
nya wia na ebo wo
asem no kan eno so kan ethics no ho your professional conduct no they see police ni twa otrinwi say na so twa otrinwi asa na so twa otrinwi because esa they are not indiscipline sabom say mama me ma kwan ma wo yese de opay ya otri ho a oti no ma che say posifo say na posifo yi yeti na wo yiti ni say de opay a now,
but obi say CID as a specialist area ya moken no a specialized area ya moken I was say otimi relive the lifestyle of the downtrodden or relive the lifestyle of the criminal because on odi crime on crime ojare crime just wo ye no hu fia crime ono do ne crime man nam it is was so be professional person no abe say this is the odd one out and say okofra wo mu no so no ono mo ye ba
it's for a purpose on person a CID on betena nima no check criminals it's a different
example keke na woman.
No, I'm citing an example. Me say
area.
And you uncle transfer circle.
Yeah, any place.
Just uncle area.
In order to fish out crime now, they can decide to omit my discussion. Wait about no or riding motor.
That's what these guys know. And authority no so
it's a satellite on
in your normal day-to-day activity. Yes. Now police know the hearing a show was some
does it affect the judgment in police na?
And then the judge say the judgment na kan you can say ni discipline.
Yes.
The discipline won come on edi.
And the ethics of the
discipline
the profession.
And I'm just saying, discipline. Se prosi ni asha asomade. Anunti se I was say odwene na gaps bi or fail. No to me draw a profile. I bet me lead to somewhere concrete. Asomade no hye ninti no ontimi nya say adwuma no.
Obetimi aye.
Se profession bia ne ethics.
Prosi ni ba asha asomade de obetimi aye. Ne prosi ni ba ma asha asomade de ontimi nya.
Be ma na bad you know that is part of the address.
What has dressing got to do with judgment?
First of all, ADAKABRI.
Enka ye ma hye posi atade.
Sir.
What ade na wo hye ye keke no kasa is sending a message.
It's you are wearing the state. Are you not wearing the state?
But it's just the crown.
Yes, you are wearing the state.
Oh, crown saying crown nko a.
Oh, you ni chena dia ka bia nka ho biem.
Enka ho.
Eye crown na bono mo maso no.
You must your rank and your number must be there. So you are special from other professions. And now ukoko redwuma no ye ka we nyina akere. A lack of discipline do we nyina ba. Won call recruitment now ka say we are fasoma dey show because it will not affect your investigation skills. Every work with it ethics. Lawyers have their ethics. Law say wontimi nkọ na won tie or honmo. You even go, the judge will sack you. You must dress according to the profession. Doctors are dressing, nurses are dressing. You understand, my brother? It was your physical appearance to
it is our dressing
conduct a crime. No?
And your colonial colonial relics we also talking.
There be would they check the world over? Look at how security people dress all over the world.
Suit.
Yeah, if your security makes you to wear suit. But the ones that are supposed to show the uniform, you must do that. And also, you know, people who put I don't want
because
to.
Boy.
You know, your society, you know, there was some perception about your lifestyle. I would dress.
What the cultural issues?
And you mustn't create.
But is it not also
public?
We are so distinct. So we investigator. We are so distinct. Say we are security personnel. Then people run away from you. They will not feel comfortable around you. No. And then look at the police also saying that every visitor is a potential ally.
Yes.
There's a woman who say there's a case about was it Saturday night? No, Sunday night into Monday. And there was this bus traveling up north. And at the point, escort no be join the bus. Some policemen were insisting. Said driver no entry 5 cedis. And the driver was unwilling to pay the 5 cedis.
Yeah.
There be answer just say there's an escort number 20 or 5 escort no one month no. Entry 5 cedis. The driver kept calling and I'm saying, oh, the bus 7 and I just as a brother would let me find out near the nature assembly say the 5 cedis. Then eventually I told the driver, so 5 cedis in a manner. The bra beji free me ho.
Yeah.
And I said, that what come at it. And I had facilitated regional driver no corner. The regional commander and the wife and almost child were sitting in the bus. 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Now, meant me and can't driver and say, almost bus, but all I could say was, what if 5 cedis in a manner? Because I didn't want a situation where the regional commander, the bus was being delayed. Maybe a commander never find out. TNT na bus need delay never can say escort no homes and 5 cedis in winter. Into the board driver na many later say, one or two. Go check in if I know 8, 9, 10 or to Papa Nidin and next time 5 cedis for that man and go baby. Na ubusa ho say. Rosi panyin no. Sa anadwo no ye delay o mo na 5 cedis ho nti. Oba scene mu a kade de besie.
Yes.
The person Kitwano did not imagine say Rosi Panyini could be sitting in the bus.
Yes. Yes. You see, the basin is anka the officer no be discipline no. But you know what? The following the sa police ni na OG5 ono so be free Panyini bi. Na Panyini afresa officer no. Aka che me bo wonum sa nkwara we de sa o ma so de. So
it didn't just much ado about nothing.
Janami site example. Time the name investigator or Bolgano. There was this police name, a young man, of course. ana obone ne yire no sese na nim na de buy ana won say shragen so our services no yentua and what the service bar is free but I am a percent because I was an investigator I am percent cases no contempt I am yisika microphone for instance say me case call for police reporter you know you go call hospital you know when you go they'll have you to pay sometimes I pay for them. When I need to travel there, I pay for them. I don't even call it back. I was just interested in my job and fighting for them. Into no, okay, it was a serious matter. I'm the case, and I'm handling it. I'm a fair police officer, and buy no. And I'll can't. And I'm catching us. So now, because Dov Sufono, they couldn't handle the case because Dov Sufono who said he was a police officer. One was domestic and violence. Almost he was a police. And now almost refer against on from branch rack. To investigate the case, and I'm a catcher, our lawyer. Me catch anyway, Anna. ADAKABRI say, Nancy Shrag boss now on Judicial. He was my regional director.
Okay, Joe.
Yes, Judicial was my very good lawyer and one other guy. He was my regional director before he came here.
Right.
Yes, he employed me. Into no, afraid that my lawyer and my catcher will say, team, you must make sure that the policeman is arrested. And if they don't, we'll call a press conference. We know ADAKABRI. You know, I went and sat back, talk about. I said, if I do that, this young man will lose the job. And when the young man loses the job, it's going to affect the same woman he has beaten and the kids. Are you getting me? I'm just telling you something today, how some of these crimes, how we handle them. Then I tried to just talk to the guy. I talked to the guy serious. I said, you should never tie the woman. I you me jayo, me call tamil na me tibe sir. And I cry that police officer no ba. When we say, Obechiam, na me to I say, do you remember me? I said no. Now, I was the police officer who did ABCD now. Me born of me say fine. How is the woman? See woman how the children are doing well. Sometimes we look at these issues and I can say, if I let Safo suffer it, what of the wife and then the kids? Can I use extra skills to be able to resolve the matter without not incurring or affronting the law?
I'm afraid. For crime.
I get you, but
the consequences of
I agree with you.
Crime go.
I agree with you.
Sometimes
in your attempt to solve the crime, you may enter into a bigger crime.
But as an investigator, you have to solve the crime.
I agree.
Enyanto wada.
Yes. I was looking at Ukwarano because now woman no nye ejuma. Now the man it may lead to the man losing the job. But what of the effect afterwards on the family? How could you have done that?
Until you go through the process, now your mouth suspended sentence.
No, what I did was I made him to sign.
You have a bond.
I made him to sign something like we call it memorandum of understanding.
Who was that? Who schedule of
this is a person who said that I say, boss, I was once working at my boss' residence as a security man. When you see something and you tell them, they feel you are controlling them. I remember I told him to change his route. He usually drives on, and he was annoyed. But later he came to thank me. It saved his life. I did remember with security. I can't just change your route.
Ebia no ati bibi, ebia no ohu bibi, ebia na kwan ya onam so no so atonyere nchen bi atu obi wo sa kwan ne so da. Enti eja o security personnel dey me sure say omo so omo wo na fufu ana so omo wo police a omo so omo tietie nsem. Enti so wanya afa security na ba ofie dia. Security ni house help. Wanya di omo ba ofie dia. Me gidi se esese utimi etie omasem. Ana se ebia o kan no wan bisa ne die enti a o kan asa. Na utro ni up so there no so there na eno so.
And I say who create a situation ma o garden boy o butler, maid servant, driver who create a situation where they are unable to freely come to you. I saw obedu baby obedwene no ho.
Obedwene no ho ba so odwene no ho na se bibi to a ono so ne so na dwuma so abo no. Enti ane
dia anybody do asa na dwene ho sa. Chikura ye ba chi ni bi dan mumu osusu na ade na nya asa ya wi.
Nya na nya asa ya wi enti dia nyina ya two way traffic. Wa wo ye adwuma na ama boss no. Ese se wo hwe wo boss. Ese dia wo drive you obi. So wo drive na ade ne ho abufuo ka se me se ne car wan hwe ana okra so wakwa kupra ana se ono so car no kra se ana so kra po so odwuma na bo nti ye hermit crab ne friend is
As you offer,
me no nyina they need each other
as a me offer CMC. As a learner in investigation firm, my first step to consider about human before investigations. That is, a person's memory is able to save up to 90% of what he does, and then 50% of what he sees, and then the memory is able to save 10% of what he hears. So how do we decipher this? People are unable to recollect the ubi kan ya na the ubi ye ya na the uhunu ye. Kwame Ntwi new aplaku. Osi good afternoon, ADAKABRI. Sad to say, Ghana no longer has professional security agencies because of the political nature of the recruitment since 1982. And on so Odibaye. Over ADAKABRI, some people went I'm unable to read that one for now. Also, ADAKABRI, good afternoon. For the negligence of the state, we have been long time neglected by the state, and it is only the layman that know this. It is left to us to take our security into our own pocket. The society must go back to embrace neighborhood observation. Abdul Rahman Tamin, Lakeside Estate, and our Difribaye. I say, please. Right. I say, ADAKABRI, good afternoon once again. Right, you move on. And the Japan failed to appear today. I say Friday, September 18, Wamra. Nintidia ya no kaya Jaja someone. And is it anything measurable and comparable to the Muntie 3 issue? Anna. Anketim.
ADAKABRI. Kennedy fails to appear before the judiciary. And the reason now mine say the reason the court gave was that he was not personally served. But he knew that he was supposed to appear. And also no na publications na will be say and ne a union so appear. I ask Anima we no already know when saw judges na num. Yes, when saw be a numa, you don't give him a knock on the head. Into know whether you were served or not, but you need that you be appearing in court today, no. And Kaisang on a lawyer, no. That is my thinking. I don't know what the law says. He should have appeared. And numpono, and Kokono Kaka say, oh, Minsan cancel my back because I've already written a police. I don't think I should be run away from you. Your lordship, here I am. It will be better than when I appear on grounds say yenyen serving. Yes, and I am for Adrian say we Johnny free law no. And you are not giving respect because
on the technicality.
On the you know me, my personal thing grabbing that he should have gone there. And I also dear no kai. I'm say Canada Japan allegations and near yatin say assembly the fast as who are the call before the court. And a court no want to appear before that day. And a judge and ma temporary injunction or so.
So restraining woman as a
assassin so. And also judge no meant to repeat it, but with the judge na son or one or even can near say or no one yet to say nasa anas beji there or beji bribe through a mohono. He will deal with them and so on. And also the laws governing the protection of the judiciary. Because yes, I am farm but the judges no home buyer. How are they going to work? And the macho man be a surrender say, dear same tiano, which my call judges no. Obia or Scobia when anything can happen. So the law is to protect the judges and even the workers of the judiciary. Said the bear, my judgment without fear or favor. That is a crass principle. The security of the judges must be protected. Me in Honorable Canada Japan. Martin said me be brave. But you see, court no you know the bomb say she should appear before it to indicate why he should not, the adjective is that he should not be severely punished. Just one punishing no. Now so one card the cruelty my punishing china some pardon that's the adjective to describe the punishment. Severely punished, not just punishment. Because punishment can be anything. They can even say go for 1 day's punishment. But
the punishment has been qualified with that
adjective. International as some kind add impose muntie treno. Muntie treno you can say they've made comments to scandalize the court and blah 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 and so on. One was draw apologies letters to call.
And this is at the high court level.
This at the high court. Draw apologies letters to call. Almost chro. Kasa radio. So Anna still judge said no, we have to use this as a stepping stone to pull the ears of people who make uncomplimentary remarks on radio, not just about judges, so but even about public officers. And now man for it me because I have a studio here near Kase Nyansa Nina we ho nti me can be bia near fine wound near kono. I think the judge's intention was to give that mark to stop this quote unquote nonsense and then the denigration of people's reputation on radio nikeka hono. Na ye nua Ken on say why yes anime we na bre. Enye judges nkwa even including president, former president, enye just no opponents by the NDC, but even on one party mpono wa kan say ma nye omo de. But omo dey assure mo honsa wa kan say ma tia all the former presidents. Omo nyina dey assure mo because they understand the political, even current president no boy say wa kan mama na tia no or dey omo dey assure no ho. Amanfo bebra kan mama wa kan pastors, you name them, even ordinary party people. Mama, I tear somebody assure me because it's a political being. But you see, there must always be a stopping gap. If you jam that one, you'll be punished. And until judicial no kokan, I'm for say, hey, and also Kennedy rushed too much because it was a high court. There's an appeal court, there's a Supreme Court on the same case you send there. Said the Bay High Court na Canada. When the High Court in Yadrian, and yet lawyers, and yet you appeal against it. Why do appeal now? In
effect, you know, just a restraining order and any that particular restraining order. Yes. The lawyers could have.
He has good lawyers, and now by his capacity, he can hire any lawyer ranging from archaeology to zoology, even what patent lawyers or medical court. In terms of restraining order now, we see who go for one TSC. And also, we didn't you didn't appear in court to argue your case. And at any time, no, yes, one time back quarter, but now we argue case. The other he will take advantage. Ufre na nka mamba nka minu na nka wanya field enya sa. Kobeka na me amamba do I have to blame him? I won't blame him. Into no, sa you need a Kennedy anya wanya there, but only issue is that he should go to the court. He shouldn't have run away. No, cause we aren't serving into because there was publication about it, was comment, and the whole Ghana and no. That is so be any more case no so. But say because of what happened and the commentary now, muntie three for ni nyaya no. Ken kaya even ye fire Professor Nana Jena your fire no say when ye running mate no. What did Kennedy and all the MPs almost say we are sign a petition for the president to remit the sentences of muntie three na the koye no. And now muntie three na the koye no. Omo eyinumpo enye so serious as Kennedy kai no. Ana Kennedy eyinumpo no, wonse na no so okoka kire Ahmed Swale say obehunu and it led to something. Sometimes our tongue ya no no de konsemu. Ebi asema o kai no, me bit maka adakabra ohunu. I'll deal with you. Ube cross kwan ya we hwe ka abo. Ka na bom ka say oh, want team na ka so be deal no. Ebi a wo de kofa witchcraft neke ko almost say kanja for you know intina ayi na bon one sir intino sometimes our tongue is our problem uko kasa amaswalu would see no at the ebeche no owuye. Now the same thing you said to the judges. The Muntie people did not say to a judge invariably when you insult your friend say nipa ba kwa if you I am say only a single judge. I back ko from na ko say won niam a am say ndwi nyina na om yes
jointly and severally
jointly and severally intino ana we heard what the MPP said about the Muntie 3. Even senior lawyers they came to even evoke and then almost discuss about the implications. Who can send people win here? No lawyers, I think, led by Honorable Asante Betietu, almost sound court Supreme Court to interpret whether the president has got the power to remit the sentences, not the pardon, to remit it because they had served part of it. So what the president was a remittance of the sentence and not a pardoning of the sentence, which the law allows. But they went to test the law, which is good. And the law no book we have.
At least now we know.
When say after a president, you have the capacity to give pardon. There's a reason for a president to give pardon. The framers of constitution now the shame. No mean say we opinion. That's what you papa. At to the be a sworn din too much. Na say opinion na ofie no. Which na so kakra. Now I say go and say no more. Into the pardon a shame. Say the president as a chief executive, the father of the nation must have some compassionate basis to be able to remit sentences or pardon depending on the nature of the case. I'm saying your friend is saying they used to act, and one of the singers, your friend is saying, is it G-Man?
Yes.
Even they did murder, but they were pardoned on good behavior. But the MPP took the Munte case as if and see that. And see what we are said that. I am for more, blah, blah, blah. Even it led to the closure of this radio station because that is my thinking. Even though can say radio stations,
directors were
sanctioned, they were paid, they begged senior people like Ato Ahoy. And they charge you, they paid heavy fines and still went to prison to serve as deterrent to people like Honorable Kennedy Japan, all of us whose mafa they can't send blah 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 blah. To serve as deterrent for all of us, to respect the judiciary.
MPP in a tight corner now, based on the Timothy.
Timothy. Makasa. Mijidi say Honorable Kennedy Japan, and one kasa Jack Muse, Atemokai, no one can hear. On one kasa so apacho. What they better to Muntie 3 no one. Now, you're moving into political realms. You're moving into political realms, but near jai issue no na baba MPP NDC. But Honorable Kennedy Japan and Kasa at the actual court name say asem no kan no wa withdraw wonu no ho. Enti yasa friend sombra. Minim de enti a want me anko.
Sir, he was not personally served with a summons, so he was technically not well aware of.
Well, sir, a lawyer for say, and also a good reason, say,
yeah, judge, you know.
Good reason,
yeah. Several no dear, and I say, meaning and the say it is all over.
Yeah,
publication debris. Na say, okay, say,
hey, now to that, in fact, lawyers for Canada, Japan filed an application that he was not personally served with the initial writ of summons, which was issued on September 9. The lawyers now filed another application, supposedly drawing the court's attention. Seven personally. And as a result, na court need to and no more issue a fresh order.
They say it's a fresh order. Idea money and idea money lawyer for it. So no one say am cordia.
Afena.
Say the on doji baby on doji bibia. Enti yenhwe no nko na lawyer for so encode can asem no. Sometimes
between the next Monday up to Friday, and what could be going on behind the scenes?
ADAKABRI be see speculate you. Who see speculate. And so speculation there. You go into that realms there.
And the same people.
Yeah, the facts.
Who talk about be a judge in Afro say brabechine. Say we no date na can say.
Yeah, the facts. Into your see omra no make more asem no kasa judge mo say wan kan yi. This say mo say judge ne say adentina yen severely punished. Meaning what the law says about severely punished, because law no say we boni a you see boni bia won ni judgment na me boa. Ebia 1 day to 2 days imprisonment and now say suspended sentence. The law, the judge cannot do anything outside what the law says. It is severely punished. No meaning ebia na to scare him. So they are severely no mean severely no wahasi. say a law na ni punishment but na why no punishment the man there it cannot be severely it is just what the law says and he say ya 7 and there me gidi say if you na ekoi see Friday me boa obeko na oni ni lawyer for so akọ kan ye de be compare muntie 3 a ene de menua ye betimi aka and ye be ba be kan why muntie 3 de no e more heinous than this and now so people can say why Canada Japan de no more heinous than this. But however it is, no, as I say, Mrano so funny coin.
I just say, this particular week is a contempt week because on Wednesday, September 15, and also September 16, and also Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP to appear before a High Court judge, why he should not be given custodial sentence for being in contempt of the court.
Oh yeah.
Subin, Omokoye, you subin. My nipa 51 be a year or mufri mo am cast information. Or my tria for so elections will subin. Am a Eugene Boachenche winning. It just almost fast on so contempt no. Ukwada and Bebaso. And sa ana if you are so na candy is waba. The contempt week.
Mestre party members. Your constitution article 3 say we a party ni ba bia. Oni ye ene wo kasa ene obi bia no esese ya ade a edi party no anim benyam bema party no anim nyam the mestres ye kasa mu ni ye bibia esanse wo power cramp ntino the onus is more on you say be ya only state institution enye clash processes for wha kwan bia bet ade bia beto ye no ye wo mra kwan so esese ye fa mo ma yen fa Ghana mra no yen so Ghana mra no mu ye na yen to Ghana mra na se esa pena ama ni emu komodie no ayedin ye wa to supreme court cry ye san be san cry ko e kan say appeal on supreme court me wa be call for review into start asem e wo district court through high court through kan say appeal court to supreme court we be san supreme court cry kan asem na say wonti ase a we betimi akọ for review we call review na say wonti ase a emra and I say yentimi obi ani ho a obetimi di emra na ahye ne nsem emra na yenyina se gisi ya sesa emra no yenti sa emra na dia gisi ye di emra no so nti mesre especially ye call election mu se no moma yembu nkonko MPP fo eni Ghana fo nyina moma yembu nkonpo ne yenhwe se ye emra a hese ye di so ema Ghana anamontuo no kọ nanimu no yentoto nase ko toto nase se si ya pe se ya semi court na se court bua asem no for ebia se chema won tumi asem okay ye de kokko na se court bua mana ye be ka se de wudi kan e free na kosi Friday behind the scenes e de be ne call ye na bibia nso nko behind the scenes e bia na lawyer for na akotimi aka o masem eyi amasem na akọ enti me sada me nsem ye mu mo ma ye nhwe se ye be di yankasa ye mra so ye mra na ye constitution no MPP constitution na hye yen ni ye no yemma ade ebe di enumunyam ebe bre party no me gidi se adwumaden a ye sesi ama Ghana afa ne ntoma fa pra no se ye di sa maniema we nsusu etwetwetwa na nasi a ebe ma na nado dankwa kufuado na dwuma ye a oye no Ghana fo de ni nyina ba kwa akoto nchen aka se da bi MPP fo ankasa krapo ye nim raso nti mesre honorable Kene Japan efi ene kosi Friday me gidi se a lawyer for no so e discuss o mo se de be o mo be call no makwa kan o masem no na substantive case no so no ye betimi up use the same judicial process near the asovia mano we ye nipa udi mu we ye nipa utimi kasa se de ope but edu se ye di emra so dia enye wa de wo wakoma so na wo kan enye yakoma so ne kan ya adwen ne kan emra no ne ye di ho nkomo the same thing with honorable Wontumi emra no nya ka sese na ye nye dia mo ma ye mfa emra no so ye di emra na kio emra say ye be kan say you cannot use mischief to cure mischief nti say obi bu emra so a now per se o correct emra no obu so no so a judge no ko betimi aka so ne nya adwen obetimi judge ka so obetimi aka so ne nya wo di judge nya adwen when you appeal. As soon as you appeal on your case, ye didn't say siano. Unya ye appeal pe instinctively what catch judge na so no say asem na odi ye no ni nyadwen me bwana. When you are young, Cabefa de Wakano. Emrano Susu organa Hanswa my quine. So be a dear, Nasa own Tiasia, Untimin farm running share once one cassa on some now yet. Mijidi say addition di huma yenina. Na yen hwese ye meka say he ye koka muntie trade ye no and ye say na moye no and ye koka say na ye no. But two wrongs don't make a right. Muntie trade no muji to mo say enye enkrofo no omo anye ni ye and some no mo kan omo anye ni ye omo ji pardon dia no che say boni no mo ye no ene ye di ache omo ye boni ye nka say omo nye boni omo ye boni ne di ache omo nti sa semfo fraba na ye di sa asem no na ye ka say ene enrade no ana enye no ade na mudi kwa compare enrade ne enye ya ka no asem awie enye ene dia ba ene dia nsuso nye ba we ka say ye play ni nyina to yan ka say ye ho dia ye be bonu MPP NDC baller emfa fasobia emreye in terms of judicial jurisprudence and ma say ye wo Ghana ha no ma ye mra ekonanim ye ntimi nye ne sa
yo ya ba say na fe the final run up no etimi abremo usutie nit 100.9 FM
Oha exi punk no needs FM.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you glow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think special ice, natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Efiura, me mwachi o Efiura. Yes on.
Machi o Efiura. Efiura me chia wonye so.
Hey, Eura, enfase mamsu. Wati? E ba force chia me. Mo yem no.
Won so pepe.
Hey, oh, wafi, we dia me pesa ni Efiura bekon. Eh, Efiura we dia ye kwa sori abo. Eurade. Momo kwa sori. Ye pompaye. Eurade ka soro ho a. Wati? E be se wo ba hwa wa kraba kumpo wunya. Onipa da se nitimi koto this way chocolate drink. No ne yire ne ma edi nsu ehia twabia nom anopa. No wi a wasade bia hye fridge mu. Wo mako school pon a wasan ba be yia nom. Enu mpore se ne nka ne twaso mu pa ende ye rekore. Ne fie wura beti ha. Anopa dio, ewia dio, enumre dia mo no makodeo. Mo mame na mu wi a ma soro akotra so ndem se ye kosum ya.
Me say na dia ya late nso me yanke kabinje Efiura ye wi ayakosere body fate. Ke Efiura, wuti fia say light bi no water bi ba wuntua bi. Wo boa say sika na fa koto this way chocolate drink na ba nom.
Na hwe me catch we play fa. Said this way chocolate drink no. Metumi ato bi pa na so na me de so mo ahwe wate. E de me hia ni nsuohie. Na nsuohie so me ntoi. Say me bufu a, betumi ato bag mu a wate. Yeah, Efiura, we nkwa de ma abunfu. E ko to me.
Efiura fi de ya bro ma abunfu bi.
Munyam sumponie. Munyam sumponie. Na mo ba ya trimodefo.
FDA ahwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
Yamenu ejaba boni di adwo ama wubi eti yamenu afa hin na mahwie fufuo ti ase dada minya wofo yi papa so be fie ni enwe fufuo ya asam aba na so oben wadi fufuo edi mpreni ne mpresa da kro be ye de ni ehwe fufuo a akwade wonwane
adwo mo adwuma se me ne fie adwuma di mini fufuo kakra ba o madie no ene wato me twama da pasa aso wo kan na matene nyira
wati ate na make am mebo a
ebo de odi komum na sese ade obra to otwa fufuo ai wo wodwo mo pam na wo ma asiu na wo timu aba na wo sada ade na wo tim fra kwada ne nyina to otwa make say ya needful sadaroma wo bia mani ye pa ya wa yam body fufuo ne makani fufuo a wa ne powder wo de gu da kama ya ye fra no needful fufuo a
enya no bi na masori ba ntilizi kama me di ye yo
sese bia
ma me hwe oh bia Neat fufu fly, kama say, body fufu ni menke fufu papa bi, na waka say chai, posim, na ed, na meso kanso ento, simanu benu wa chie wo kwa papa bi aguso.
But just the ama cry, just neat fufu fly, mamma could be cry by and say, said I got a 40 pom fufu, and one way no, and the sound shot fufu one pam or drum me when one, who wants to snap your womb, once a dear, body and menke fufu, papa bi
a jenny, and your friend of fufu, and a friend who be deep partners and said, oh, be didn't send your family jadro, and I'll pay you any other draw.
Need fufra, supermarket BM. Need fufra, fear, and need jankwa.
FDA ahwehwɛ sɛ adwadie nkratoe mu agye atom sɛ ɛyɛ.
Utie oha ekchi ponkno. Needs FM. Utie oha ekchi ponkno. Needs FM.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think special ice, natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Efiora, me mwachi o Efiora. Yes on.
Machi o Efiora. Efiora mechi awon yeso.
Hey, Ewura, enfase mamsu. Wati? E ba force search ya me. Mo yem no.
Won so pepe.
Hey, oh, wafi, we dia me pesa oni Efiora bekon. Efiora we dia ye kwa sori abo. Ewurade. Mo kwa sori. Ye pompa ye. Ewurade ka soro ho a. Wati? E be se wo ba hwa wa kraba kumpo wunya. Onipa da sane timi koto this way chocolate drink. No ne yire ne mma edi nsuo hia twabia nom anopa. No wi a wasade bia hye fridge mu. Wo mako school pon a wasan ba be yia nom. Enu mpore se ne nka ne twaso mu pa ende ye rekore. Ne fie wura beti ha. Anopa dio, ewia dio, enumre dia mo no makodeo. Mo mame. Na mu wi a ma sora akotra so ndem se ye kosum ya.
Bese na dia ya late nso me yanke kabinje Efiora ye wi a yakosere body fata. Ke Efiora, ruti fia say light we no water bi oba wuntua bi. Wo boa se sika na ne fa koto this way chocolate drink. Na ba nom.
Hwe me catch you play fa. Say this way chocolate drink no. Metumi ato bi pa na so na me de so mo ahwe wate. E de me hia ne nsuohie. Na nsuohie so me ntoi. Say me bufu a, betumi ato bag mu a. Wate? Yeah, Efiora, we nko ade ma abunfu. Me koto mi.
Efiora fi de ya bre ma abunfu bi.
Munyam sumponie. Munyam sumponie. Na mo ba ya trimodefo.
FDA ahwehwɛ sɛ adwadie nkratoe mu agye atom sɛ ɛyɛ.
Yamenu ejaba boni di adwa ma wubi eti yamenu afa hin na mahwie fufuo ti ase dada minya wofo yi papa so ba fie ni anwie fufuo ya asamu aba na so oben wadi fufuo edi mpreni ne mpresa da kro beye de ni ehwie fufuo a akwade wonwane
adwa mo adwuma se me ne fie adwuma de mini fufuo kakra ba o medie no ene wato metwa mada pasa aso wo kan na matene nyira
wati ate na make am meboa
ebo de odi komum na sese ade obra to otwa fufuo ai won wodwo pam na wo ma siu na wotimu aba na wo sadade na wo temfra akwada ne nyina tuatwa make say ya need food sadaroma wo bia mani ye pa ya wa ya mbode fufuo ne mankani fufuo a wa ne powder wo de gu ada kam kama ya yefra no need fufuo a
eni anu bi na masori ba ntilizi kama me di ye yo
sese bia
ma me hwe oh bia need fufuo eya kama say bode fufuo ne mankan fufuo papa bi na wo ka say twan eposim na ede na me so kan so ento simanu benu wa wie wo hie wo kwa papa bi aguso
be chese de ama mani kura agisa need fufuo a mam ko tobi kura ba ne say se de Ghana for sipom fufuo no enu an wo ye nu enti se wo hwa fufuo won pam wo drom ne wenu a wo ho susuna bia wom wo nso de bode ne mankan fufuo papa bi
ejanie eni afi na fufuo na afi na wo bedi pa ne se de wo bedi ne sanya wo fa mojaduro anopa wi ne anadwo a wo koda
need fufuo supermarket bia mu need fufuo e wo fi a eni gyenko a
FDA ahwehwɛ sɛ adwadie nkratoe mu agye atom sɛ ɛyɛ.
Utie oha ekchi ponkno. Needs FM.
Needs 100.9 FM so any. Now, in the final comment, Honorable Timothy Awintrim, former member of Parliament, Busa North Constituency, Sandema, in the Upper East Region, NDC, and Minia Fred Amankwasafo of the MPP. Inti die ubia edi ebejayane. Right, Uncle Tim.
Yeah.
Final comment in 3 minutes.
My final comment is unze ya ma People's Manifesto na say ya pesa Ghana for nye gidie we mu. Na omo nye gidie wo John Dramani Mahama mu. Na omo nto aba no mai. Na niema e dia tudwa say be na be pa issues like ba in our man the people of Africa say ba would seize or take over the excavators now MPP 4G na to free chrome han yentim say excavators wata
100
to free akra be sanje dia ma owners ana omo asase na register small scale for omo asase na ya agya dia ma MP4 na be sanje dia ma the rightful owner. And a lot of things Okada phone na you know be adwuma pa ya tisa MP before na mo say ya ko wi on manifesto they say omo twa asai po omo die ase no omo die ase po biem omo say oh eyin na ye no omo Canada na be ni nyina no kire say it means that we have presented a good people's manifesto into we are pleading with the people of Ghana to look at the two political parties omo come fourth year yes you anya fourth year na ya kwa kaka na the mills the embassy I'm say mills the anto nchen kra man come na nka jo mama so we lot to talk about the person media so mo bom modern na mo frɛ omumie no be debate no man na say the debate in here because I am crowd come so more credibility the leader that has got a credibility so let them come and then show that corruption no say never fight it. And especially looking for employment for people. We have talked about it. The NAP, the National Apprenticeship Program. You see about the first 500, they will train them. We train them, we do a master apprenticeship. We will say headers and we will set you up to do that. We also talk about the 300,000 youth employment that we are going to engage, and that will make NAPCO, the NAPCO workers permanent. A lot is in the manifesto. You perceive media for na sama kasacha mo say ba we should talk about issues. The say nja atem didie no nja say we say ne travel commerce by em fix it. And I must commend the media. You are not shaping us whether we like or not. I am a team bebre mo you can match your science go back to your manifesto. I think that is the way we have to go to ensure that we give the people the benefit of the two no. I was saying Rebecca say gauka ganama. Mun choosing free the two people, and let us discuss this things with passion. Let us Ghana and treat name rather than to come and then we continue to lambast ourselves and call names. Name calling MY into the American to your listeners name no December 7th. No more almost share be a job mama dan. No more voting man. And bet Ghana say they book a minor good governance as opposed to any animal. Because any animal ban me I am a tanker say me say ADAKABRI before His Excellency the President was sworn in office. ADAKABRI you could have bettered with some of these your specs. Say up for corruption there, ye ba nana do bad ya obe katashe pride there. Well, he will not allow it. Look at what is happening. Good governance, he will not allow it. But I'm surprised. And no, I say there were some three things. Look, freedom of the media, even applying the law, including corruption. Who would have thought that under His Excellency President Akufo-Addo, these things would be happening under him? No one. I would have better, I'm an NDC, but I would have better to say that if the president comes into all these things will be
right.
Curtailed. But as at now, did we go or did we come? Thank you.
We are arriving. Okay, Uncle Fred, final comment.
Me dasi four more for nana. Me gidi say 2016. Ye corpus na Ghana for etu aba. Nya aba keke 40%, 49%. We the etu aba pa me hu say etu aba AG president with a huge margin. Sitting president pa all call for re-election. He be mad since 1992. And someone catch Ghana for see no. dodoɔ no ayɛ dodoɔ no ayɛ yɛgu so ayɛyɛ megye di sɛ another 4 years for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no ɛbɛboa ma ya consolidate gains na yɛnya no nti na yɛka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ yes ebinom ano yɛ dɛ paa ebinom ano yɛ dɛ na yɛnyɛ careful sɛ yɛmfa kyenkyena andane yɛfɛ ne sɛ yɛnkɔ so na yɛnya because obi otimi ka sɛ bibi nyɛ yie ɔyɛ ya ɛnyɛ yie yɛma ne 20 years ɛnɛ yɛsi ɔsi ɔnka sɛ ɔmpɛ ne mu ɔba obetimi a extend no kora akɔ nipa enra na ɔka kyerɛ sɛ even COVID kora na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo a man of compassion ɔhwɛ sɛ nkurɔfoɔ Ghanafoɔ a ɔmo brɛ ɔmo adwuma sɛ ɔmo nya aduane deɛ ɛbɛboa ɔmo no yɛsɛ freebies ne kora na menim sɛ yɛma Ghana ni adeɛ ama ne ho atɔ no a yɛbɛtumi afɛ ne freebie na mo president ka sɛ ɛyɛ freebies ne ɛde yɛ wansan si hɔ ɔsi freebies don't build a nation nti freebies don't build a nation ni ama free SHS a wosi enye yi okay wosi one cast enye yi wosi ebe ye in 20 years time enipa na no say wadi sika no ye dia manaka bones ama enam ni ho nti ye ntimi ntua teachers and nurses allowances what kind so ye ntimi ntua obe lose election kra ntimi ntua o lose election ni we na make us na no ode no lose election ni we no say dompe na ye say enam ni ho no say na Addo ama dompe na enam abewo ho nti ebenye sika tua teachers and nurse na enam me
ADAKABRI frame no ne bag only that topic
enam ma dompe no ho dia eye den na utimi ka se obetua obekɔso atua nurses and train nurses allowance o say principle ni say teachers and nurses allowance na say atua nti that's your principle na mo say obi abatimi abɛhwɛ sɛ yes they say it me tua economy need me ye me tua teachers and nurses allowance economy need me free IMF what me send the bad dia na obeba beto so dia na chese wa no debt said dia obema okope oba dia obeka obebo ni trinko bia na opese oye nti Ghana said dia di kanka no buyer beware Ghana for mum yenhwe ye ni ama anodefo no ame fa asemanto ame fa ame anko votu beto aba ma Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no more for Nana
so next week go frame ne we and bekasa ase we na baby odi na kono
many production better right your first da emfa ema Owura Fred Amankwa Asafo of the MPP and Owura Timothy Atabuade Awunti of the NDC say one ebaye me mantijumedi ene the free need 100.9 FM ede abremu sabre oyeme emusuo no me amedi dwumade wo chame ADAKABRI Mamudu Osuoma ene the frame Panyi Kwadwo Dame Addo na dim si abonte Magjerry Boni Chidom na Olakwaku Michael ene ode ekofie na ode ebekofie so jo
Extreme punk no needs